I think we're back.
Are we back?
Ali, I don't know if we're in the right mode or if we're...
Well, definitely not in the right mode of mind, but it's fair pukla.
Ali, we will see. We're back to live. We're back on live, but we'll see how we go. Narode, apologies. I don't know what the hell has happened now. It's telling us the live stream's ended, which it has. So we've got to go back and try and find
a new one.
Proper one. PodroomTV. Vidjet ćemo sada if there's anything live going on. How are we looking, Spolge?
Looking black.
Can you see anything?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing. No, I can't see because I've got nuggets in it.
Oh. Jump on mine, see what you can find, mate. Or even go on my Facebook, vidiš što ima. Ako ima išta.
Ako ima.
Is this us now? I think we're right.
Oh,
I think it is showing up now as portrait, or it's a landscape. I'm not touching nothing. I'm not going to touch anything.
That's it. Leave it. That's it. Perfect, guys. Can you give us a call back?
Mickey's on. We got Mickey.
Can you see us?
Sad te vidimo.
Oh, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
What the World Cup of technology.
Oh my God. I can't believe how hard that was.
Going, mate. Sorry, mate. Everyone's probably left the club by now.
No, it's all right. We're just waiting. We're going to lock up in a second anyway. We're waiting for you guys.
All right, the council will help us.
2-1. The commentators were talking about it. We were talking about it all day there at Dinamo watching the juniors. It was a 10-point game today for Dinamo against Altona Magic, sitting, well, literally both of us outside of the 3 bottom relegation spots. All 3 teams in the bottom 3 lost, with Dandenong Thunder losing 11-0 to Avondale.
Yeah,
close game.
Bentley losing, getting smacked by Plus,
Yeah.
and Green Gully losing a tight one. I think they were 2-0 up, losing to Hume 3-2, which went in Dinamo's favour. Then you're playing against Altona, who is 4th last today, and we come away with a 2-1 win. What's the buzz like around the club tonight, mate?
Yeah, it's great. Look, I've got obviously the captain of Dinamo, Joseph Trolliner, here with me. So I'm going to let him explain some of those emotions that you were asking the question about. So I'll hand it over to Joseph.
Joey?
How are you, boys?
Yeah, really well, mate. What was the feeling like before the game? Was it tense? Were you guys relaxed? Did you feel the gravity of this 90 minutes that was there?
I think we feel pretty tense in every game we play up until this stage. But yeah, the boys are up and about. We knew it was a big game for us, and obviously how the ladder looks. So yeah, it's good to get the 3 points and get away from the bottom half, and then go into next week with the chest out and hopefully get another result.
And now, what are we off?
4 points out of 6. So 4 points behind South Melbourne. I mean, it's just been that kind of a season, hasn't it? No matter what happens, you get into a bit of a lull, but you're still there. You know, like you're a game and a half out of the top 6. Still plenty to play for.
Yeah, we're probably in this just reached the second half of the season as well. So we still got, I don't know, what is it, 10 or so games. So plenty of points to pick up. I know we tend to do better against the bigger sides anyways. So yeah, we're keen. We've got a few of the top half in the next couple of weeks, the Heidelberg, Souths and Avondales and all that. So yeah, hopefully we can scrape a few more points out of them.
Some of them are travelling to Dinamo. I think Heidelberg has to come to Dinamo, don't they?
So no, we've got to go to their place.
Yeah, we've got to go away there. It's South away and Avondale away, so all away games.
All the top, basically, 3 out of the top 6 anyway, with Avondale now, I think, have moved into maybe second. Hume on top, but then, still. But then the back end, the last 3, you've got Bentley, Gully, Dandy Thunder.
Thunder, yeah. Back half of the seasons, well, I don't knock on wood, tend to be a bit easier, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
But I think it was important today. It was a big game for a lot of reasons. You know, Altona Magic to push away from them, and so it was a big 3 points. You know, I mean, they can be always a tricky game, regardless. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get, but I think it was important just to push away from them.
Yeah, because Magic's been doing what Altona Magic does every year, and some Nick Akusu is Wuku. And they come out, and they'll be Hellas, you know, come from behind and doing things, and you're going, oh my God, you're coming up against Altona doing whatever it is that they do at this time of the season. But it didn't matter. You guys kept it. You controlled the game, looked better throughout. You know, I unfortunately conceded very quickly after that first goal, but still looked a better side throughout.
Yeah, even playing, like, I didn't really feel out of place at all. Like, I couldn't see him getting a result. I just wish we could have been a bit more. But 3 points, end of the day.
That's the one. But anyone still left in the club, or is that it, mate? You are actually locking up, or?
No, there's still a few people here. That, you know, standard St Albans Sunday night. You know what I mean?
There's a roster day off tomorrow, so people are
Everyone's gone home early. They got a big working beat tomorrow at Sunshine Centre. So
there is actually, if you want to plug that. So tomorrow,
yeah. Oh, we've got a bit of grass to put down. About 4,000 square meters of grass. So if anybody's got the day off or feeling community connected, feel free to come down to Sunshine Centre tomorrow.
7 a.m.
Yeah, 7 a.m. kickoff. And so like I said, there's a bit of work to do, but I think, you know, from a community perspective,
only 4,000 square meters of
well, look, it just gives you the extra ticket to heaven, man. You know, get some points on the board.
Food and drinks are provided.
Oh yeah, naturally, and obviously a bit of entertainment too, a bit of music just to keep the vibe going. You know what I mean? But that'll obviously come up once we sort of see that quite a bit of grass is put down, because if it comes too early, there won't be any grass going down just quietly.
Finita la música.
You know what I mean? We have to wait for the next. We have to wait for the next RDO, mate.
8 a.m. it'll be like this down there, mate.
Prior to midnight, so people get some sleep beforehand.
Well, I think, look, every good Croatia family should give their kids a day off tomorrow. Just take them down to Sunshine Centre. You know what I mean?
It's like the America's Cup with Australia on.
Yeah, same but different. Same but different.
Yeah,
you know. I mean, like I said, from a community point of view, it's obviously a great cause, as we know, and as you know, there's a lot of activity taking place at Sunshine in the last, you know, year and a half, and this is just another example of some of the stuff that's going on there, and a lot of people should be involved there tomorrow. I think it'd be great.
And there's been a lot of works happening there prior to this, even just setting up this with a whole new layer of topsoil. I know there's people that are taking a piss on the side, but and also new toilets inside the church and everything like that. So all hands on deck. A lot of things happening over there at Sunshine.
Yeah, definitely. No, for sure. No, it should be a good day. So it'll be nice. It'll be good.
Let's know ko te zajebava tamo sa strane.
There's always somebody, mate. We're Church will Reserve, mate. It's not the deal, mate. There's no shortage of Zabantia here. Don't worry about that.
Boys, thanks very much for jumping on board. Well done, Joey, and well done to Dinamo for getting that massive win this afternoon down there at Churchill Reserve. It was cold conditions. I don't think it rained during the game.
It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful
early,
day.
But it was quite sunny. It was a nice, mild day, but the pitch looked fantastic compared to some of the pitches going around Victoria at the moment.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Which we will touch on later. Absolutely atrocious conditions yesterday out there at Richmond, Burnley. Ali,
Kevin Palmer,
massive
Chica Kevin.
Massive. A bit of sand down there. I tell you what, I was just waiting for some kids to rock up with a bucket and do some sand castles, mate.
Where's the surfboards? Yeah, mate.
Yeah, I tell you what, mate.
Ali,
well, Football Victoria are worried about the right thing, aren't they? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if players break their ankles or their knees. It's as long as people don't hurt each other's feelings on the terraces.
Yeah, no, it's definitely champagne football yesterday afternoon. That's for sure.
It was a tough watch. Absolutely.
Exactly. But thanks. And also thanks for adding to the Tomislavgrad flavour of this evening's episode as well. So
we tried. We put Tommy Town as often as we can on the map wherever we can. So we appreciate your support. That's for sure.
As our feature guest also, he's one half Tommy Towner as well. So it's the Tommy Town special tonight.
It is.
And Cholin is called Kovasima for Christ. Go inside. There's probably another 20 of yous inside.
Nope.
We're looking at stretching the whole end, mate.
Well, you know what, boys? The main thing is that you keep practicing. That's the main thing.
Well, practice makes perfect, as you know.
That's correct. Thank you.
That's it.
Even the commercial said that.
Dejki, thanks very much for your time. Positive to everyone down there, and good luck for the rest of the season, Joey. And hopefully, Dinamo get the cookies and play some finals this year. It'll be bloody fantastic.
It will be very nice to see Dinamo in the finals for
just before the tourney, just to go into the tourney.
Yeah.
finals appearance for St Albans.
Don't stop believing, boys. Don't stop believing.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yep. Just a small town club.
That's right.
Let's get luck and all. Thanks heaps.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
I like it.
No worries. Shit, I cut him off there a little bit early.
No,
Sorry.
no, it's all right. That was thanks for being patient as well. Guys
Everything
are coming
seems
on
to be
about
working.
58 times. It seems to be working.
Thanks for everyone's feedback as well, just to try and help us what the hell is going on. Cue the Benny Hill tune. Thanks, Sakic. Jack Governor has nominated Tommy Governor to come on as a co-host. Well, after his last performance here when he talked about...
he's not getting a head job, that's for sure. Like
a head job at a club.
The head job is mine, not his. All right?
Boston will be playing Qatar Thursday morning at 5 a.m. Thank you, Sammy Michael. Tomica Pohalo, all good now.
Thank you.
Peter Finker, you're back. All good. From Anna Bilic there. Don't touch anything Jebiga, says Tomica.
Don't touch it.
Dennis Bezovic says, perfect. Ali, now, Spolt, speaking of Tommytown, we'll get into some of the community announcements later.
Yep.
We're going to play half of our interview that we recorded earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you did this one from home, and then you've come into the studio later because our guest that we're going to be speaking to gets up very, very early pretty much every day because he is training.
Early bird catches the
He's
worm.
in training. He's got another 9 weeks to go before he makes his way to Croatia and attempts to break the Guinness World Book of Records. Is that how you say it?
Never visit.
Record of running the 827 kilometers stretch of the Croatian coast in under 10 days.
Unbelievable.
Aussie boy here from our community, Aidan Papats. We recorded this interview earlier. We'll play half of it now. We'll stick it on pause. We'll come back and we'll play the rest of it as we finish off the show. But definitely something to watch. This is a pretty inspirational story, if you ask me. A lot of you may know the Papats family. But here we have young Aidan Papats joining us. He joined me in the studio, and Spolds joined us remotely to chat about his attempt at the record this August. Okay, PodroomTV viewers, tonight we have for you a very special guest in our studio. So part two, this is our second of our PodroomTV Spotlight segment, which we introduced last week with Savannah Greganic. Tonight, we will bring you a new guest.
I'm actually really excited that... Oh, here we go.
You were saying, Spold, you're excited. I'm excited.
I was excited. Well, I got even more excited when I saw Barry there next to us. Like, I got physically excited. But no, I'm excited that this is the first time that I've come on remotely. But now I know what our guests feel like when they come on as a guest. But
magically, with the magic of technology, you'll be joined live in the studio when we do go live. So this is pre-recorded.
How incredible is that?
But who we have in the studio tonight, you would have seen the reel, the very amateur reel that I put out yesterday. We have Aidan Papats here, who has joined us. Thank you for joining us live in the studio, pre-recorded but live in the studio. We had to do it earlier because there you go, virtual fist bump. But if you didn't see what it was all about and who Aidan is, Aidan at the end of August will be trying to run or will be attempting to break a record. No doubt he'll finish the run, but trying to break, is it a Guinness World Book?
It is a Guinness World Record.
827 kilometers from the lighthouse in Savudrija in northwest Istra to Punta Ostro, which is the southernmost part or point of the Croatian coast. 827 kilometers in 10 days.
10 days or less, that's the target.
So that's 82.7 kilometers a day or more if you want to finish it even quicker.
100%.
But welcome, first and foremost.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
You look like a pretty normal human being. What on earth has convinced you to do a 827-kilometer run from the top of the coast to the bottom of the coast?
How much time you got? How much time you got? This is it's a very long story, and I might as well just go from.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah, I'll try and keep it abridged. But look, in the pandemic when we were all locked down and we had, remember those little bubbles that we had? We couldn't really go too far. Obviously a really tough time for a lot of people. In that time, my Didi Yanda had passed away from a brain disease called CJD. It's a disease that it's called a prion disease, and it attacks the proteins in your brain. And what they do is they basically fold in on top of themselves, and you just slowly develop like cavities in wherever that area is. This one's a brain disease, linked really closely to mad cows. So I don't know if you've too familiar with that. But
so is it an acquired disease? Is it an infection, like you get it from somebody else?
It can be hereditary, and it can be through operational procedures, and that's how we think he got it. We don't actually truly know how he got the disease.
So CJD, that's Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease.
Correct. So, you pronounce it better than me.
Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. So, one of the sort of rare ones that you don't hear much about. We hear a lot about other.
You hear a lot about dementia. You hear a lot about cancers.
MND like now is quite big in the media as well.
100%. But this is it's a 1 in 1 million is the global sort of stuff.
And Dida Yandre, up until that point, was an extremely fit and active man.
He was the pinnacle of what I like reflect on as like discipline and hardworking, and like just like routine, regime, like all those words are like words that come to me when I think of him and when I talk about him. He was up at the crack of dawn every day, like going and doing something, whether it was going for a walk or spending time with family, and just was someone who, like, he was a second father to me. Like, my dad was always out working and, you know, supporting me, my 4 younger sisters, my mum and my baba, who lives with mum and dad. He was someone that I really like leaned on a lot as a father figure.
So he used to live nearby. He'd come in the morning, probably before you even woke up,
100%
to your 100%. Place.
Yep.
And what would he do?
He'd come pick up the dog, old Gus Bus, who's no longer with us either. But yeah, he'd come pick up Gus, take him for a walk around the local river, which is about 5-7 k's. Come home, drop him off, have a coffee with my mum, pick me and my sisters up, take us to school. Quiz us on our math timetables on the way there. Always. It was just education for us. And then he'd just go about his day.
And like nothing.
Like nothing.
I'd probably go to sleep after that. I reckon I'd probably go straight to bed, have the coffee and go to bed and wake up at about 3 in the afternoon. And then try and get the rest of the stuff done. But amazing story. And that disease took him pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was about 12 months. Pretty close to 12 months, maybe a little bit longer from the time we like could truly see signs and he got a diagnosis to his passing was pretty close to 12 months. Yeah. It's and that's typical of the disease. It does take people pretty quickly. Like 12 months is a pretty like sort of standard life expectancy from diagnosis. And it presents very similar to dementia in the sense that like you lose a lot of motor function really, really quickly. But yeah, so Dida had passed away from this disease in that time. And, you know, the whole family went through a pretty rough patch. He was like a big pillar of our family and just vanished so quickly and out of thin air, like as death always happens. And from there, once we got a bit of freedom to go outside, I was a bit of a runner previously. Mum was a runner when she was younger as well. I said, you know, let's get back into this running thing. You know, let's get outside, let's get a bit fit, and started with, you know, a couple of little 5K jogs, and
because that's all we were allowed to do at the time.
Exactly right. Yeah, about an hour, and like, you know, as my fitness increased, I slowly started building up, and there was this one day, like I'm not going to pinpoint the exact date, but I was starting to have like these almost like out of body experiences when I was going for runs. So. And I could feel like my Dida with me. Like I could feel him like just behind my shoulders, sort of carrying me through these experiences. And it sounds really like higher power, God kind of stuff. But yeah, his spirit was definitely with me in some of these moments. And I'd go from running a 5K to running like a 7K or 11K and just building up this mileage. And it was always the build up in the mileage was always a time where I felt like he was carrying me through that experience, which was like, it's something I'm like very grateful for and very like special to feel. But from there, built into training for an ultra marathon, which was up in the Vic High Country. It was a 56 kilometer race, and I did it with 2 of my very close friends. And then from there, just built up into longer and longer distances. until I got
So
to,
not half marathons, not marathons, ultra. Your first one. Let's
Nah.
go do an ultra marathon.
No. If you speak to any of my friends, they'll tell you very quickly he's someone who just goes all in on something straight away. So I was at the time I was also like reading and sort of seeing a lot about David Goggins and those kind of people who like really like stay hard, like pushing yourself, push your mind, push your body. So I said, yeah, like
the lazy 56 k's in the Victorian High Country, just to start things off.
Yeah,
and,
100%.
See where it takes you from there.
100%.
Obviously, you take after your grandfather as well, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That
like
mentality?
it's modeled behavior, right?
Yeah, discipline. It's not a. Yeah, that could be hereditary as well.
Maybe. Yeah. Like, look, I'm a big believer in like you are a product of your environment, basically.
Yeah.
Like people who you're around all the time, they're going to reflect onto you one day, because the people that you are around are the people you want to be around, and the people like that maybe you want to be like. There's lots of qualities you see in those people, and yeah, he was a very, very special person to me.
We talk about discipline. Obviously, I've taken a few screenshots from your social media. You might be able to see there, absolutely ripped, but you look also exhausted, probably from doing weights, because it's not, 80 plus Ks a day over 10 days. You're going to have to be a little bit more than just have a bit of aerobic fitness about you and going to the gym twice a week.
100%.
You can see here on the pounding the pavement. That probably looks like Albert Park, I dare say.
Yeah, that is.
Running down there. And you say that you're a coffee nut as well. So you love your coffee. You're in the right city, Melbourne. We think we're the greatest coffee on the connoisseurs on earth.
I think we
But I reckon anywhere between Istra and Prevlaka, you'll find some of the best coffee, I reckon, in the world as well.
Yeah.
In your but there's a picture of you and Dida Yandre there with you back in the day. And Dida Yandre, he was from somewhere around Tomislavgrad, from what I believe.
He was.
What's the cellar called? Letka.
Letka, that's it.
There you go. Yeah. So anyone that's been around St Albans Dynamo or Clifton Hill or anywhere around the Crow community, you see some number plates on the car with Letka on it. But there's there he is exactly in his heyday. Dida Yandra, who is obviously a massive inspiration for yourself to go through with what you are going through with. Yeah, but Tomislavgrad, a very famous town here amongst the Croatian community in Australia. There are a lot of people that have done a lot of great things in our community, from Tommy Town, starting from whoever it might be, from Bayer to everybody else. But also, did you ever consider doing a run from a certain place to Tomislavgrad, for example, in his honour, or are you thinking about it? Or your dad's from obviously from Stolac and that part, those parts of Herzegovina and inland Croatia, I suppose.
I definitely want to at some point. It's not part of, I guess, this route because it's a crossing of the one country. But no, I definitely want to. I have run there a few times when I've gone back to visit family. The altitude actually really gets you there.
Because what is the altitude? I read on the bio, it was 1,400 and something. What does that mean? Does that mean that you'll reach altitudes of?
No, that's your total climbing through the run. So if you're going up a certain distance, then you'll come back down, but it's always just like they count the uphill parts of the climbing. So yeah, I think over the Croatia run it's about 6,000 meters of elevation gain. But when you're looking at it over a distance of like 800 odd kilometers, it's really not a lot. Well, you got to think that because it's a coastal run, you're at water level most of the time. Like there's not going to be a lot of times where you're actually climbing too much. Which is part of the consideration, because with the world record, it's about getting from point to point as quickly as possible. But in that first day, there's a choice that you can make to either go basically through the mountains and cut through the first little dip from where like near Trieste is, or you can go and follow the coastline, which is more distance but less elevation. So you got to make those decisions, and like that's part of the planning that we're doing at the moment. But I think we're just going to follow the coast, keep the legs as fresh as they can be on 80-kilometer days, so that we can get to the end feeling as strong as possible.
So when you're going through, so you've got that choice of going over the Učka mountain, sort of that separates Istra and say Kvarner.
Yeah,
you're going to sort of be hugging the sea, the coast. I'm imagining,
that's the look. We're still when I say we, there's like a team, and like my coach is part of that as well. And we're discussing what the right play is, because there's an element of like how quickly do you want to do this versus like is it going to be too damaging for you to go out on literally the first day and do a massive climb up some hills? Or, yeah, you just preserve the legs and keep them, you know, climbing on some flat ground for as long as possible, really.
Yeah. And when you actually jog, are you going to be jogging down that Maestral? Are you going to be seeing some of the most spectacular views in the world, or are you traveling further inland?
I'm going to be as coastal as possible because I'm going to need as many visual distractions as I possibly can get. And that's part of like why I'm so excited to be doing this. Is I'm going to literally walk every step of that coastline. Not many people can say they've done exactly that, but like the parts that I have like spent a lot of time in around like the Macascal Riviera, like that's all stunning. And I know that like there's a lot north and south of that I haven't really experienced yet. So
you'll see some places, but yeah, what my worry would be, my discipline's probably not as good as yours, is I'll hit Srikvenica, for example, and I'd find the first coffee and sit down and have coffee for a good 6 hours, you know, to read the Sportske Novosti, you know, have a croissant or whatever, and then go, I'll live tomorrow, I'll do the other. I'll do 160K tomorrow.
I'll definitely be doing a bit of that though, for sure. Like parking up, you need to fuel yourself, obviously, and like.
But speaking of discipline, right? What, for example, to get now, you've still got another how long? A month and a half or so? Or
about 9 weeks. Yes,
9 weeks.
2 months.
What do you have to give up? Right? What have you possibly given up to reach this goal, to start this run? So what did you maybe used to do that you cannot possibly now do until after you finished the project?
First one that comes to mind is alcohol. Cut that out pretty quickly, and like, look, wasn't I'd say necessarily a hard thing to do, but yeah, like, you know, I guess it's the whole social thing that comes with that as well. That's probably been the biggest sacrifice for me. I've got a pretty tight circle of friends who, like, we all like to go out and have fun and, you know, just spend time together, and even to the simple things of I want to go see, you know, a friend on a Saturday night, and it's like, I've got to be in bed by 9:30.
What time do you get up in the morning to train? Or how many times a week do you train, and what's your schedule like on a normal day?
I'm training every day at the moment, so sometimes twice a day, but mostly once a day. And yeah, I'm up typically at about 4:30 in the morning, either at the gym or hitting the pavement by 5. About an hour and a half of training most mornings, and then work by 7:30, 8 o'clock.
So you still normally you go do that an hour and a half. How many Ks would you run from 5 o'clock till 6:30?
Varies anywhere from 7 to 15, maybe 20 kilometers in the morning.
No, just a lazy 20 Ks, and then you go to work. You do your 8 hours, and then you come home. And then you go again, or gym instead, or something.
Usually, it'll be like if I'm doing like in that sort of upper range, it'll be either nothing or a gym session, or just something light, like a bit of mobility, stretching, stuff like that. But most days it's a single session every day. So then it's I've got some time to be at home, spend some time with my wife, get some stuff around the house done, work on a bit of content, because that's part of this whole thing as well, and then. Yeah, then we do it all again, Monday to Friday, just rinse and repeat.
And it's called Project Croatia, so project with a K, Projekt, Project Croatia. You can find Aiden as well online.
We just found out that he's married now. It all makes sense why he's running on the other side of the world. I think you talked about Srikvenica as well, and stopping at the first coffee. And you're a bit of a barista yourself. Being on PodroomTV, what are your espresso martinis like? That's probably.
You know what? I've done a bit of testing with the espresso martinis. I can't say I've cracked the code yet, though. Definitely haven't cracked the code yet. I need a bit more time under the legs for that one. But that is, funnily enough, it's my favorite cocktail. So like if I'm going for anything to kick off the night, it's an espresso martini straight away.
But I know that Smolik and I are never going to be doing this, because he said the first thing you gave up was alcohol, and that was it.
We're starting today's Bulge. My project will start next year.
Yeah. That I've learned from today is these two places in Croatia I didn't even know existed. At the most southern point is that what you just call Punta Ostro, was it?
Punta Ostro, yeah.
Which is amazing because little bit of trivia for everyone out there. The most southern city in the whole world is in Chile. It's called Punta Arenas, and over 50% of the population of Punta Arenas is either direct Croatian or the offspring of Croatian migrants. So it's like one of the most Croatian cities outside of Croatia itself, and it's the most southern city in the world. And there you go, the most southern city in Croatia is Punta Arenas. So there you go.
Could be a South American run.
You never know. You never know.
But so
It's got to be under riba with
what is the current record? So what's the current record that is held for that roughly that run? Is it exact that run?
10 days. Yeah.
10 days is the current. No more, no less, or is it like 10 days and 4 hours or 10 days?
Nah, it's actually 10 days on the nose. So I think the person who did it before, they'd run it through to like the midnight of that point. So yeah. It's 10 days on the nose is the time to beat.
There you go. Well, you've still got a bigger record to beat because I once got chased by a group of angry locals in Sutomishčica when NK Zlatna Luka beat Sveti Mihovil back in 1999, I think it was. I broke all records of running from the pitch to the boat that had to get us back home. So you got a fair bit of work to do if you were doing short distances, but long distance. But so there's a lot of sacrifice obviously involved. 100%. Has work been understanding around all of these things and helped you out with
definitely
and giving you a bit of time off? Obviously, you're going to need some time for that.
Yeah, conveniently. So I got married in November last year, and so we've made this the start of the honeymoon.
Oh, that's right. So you're starting your honeymoon running away from your wife.
Yeah. Well, running away from her, then running to her, then running away from her again, and then running back to her. So that's part of it.
Don't worry, we know. We understand. Don't worry.
But so we've talked about your training. Will the temperature be a factor? So late August, even because we were there, only a couple of years ago, and it was still warm well into September.
Yeah, absolutely.
So whether it's global warming, El Nino, or whatever it is, but that Babbiolito, as they call it, it's warm. It is actually warm. So now you're currently training sometimes probably 4 or 5 degrees in the morning.
Yeah. Definitely.
You'll be going into running into 25, sometimes 30 degrees. Is that factored in? What?
Yeah, 100%. And I guess that's why we look ideally for other travel reasons. We would have liked to go in July peak season, but we've pushed it back to that back end of August to keep that heat in mind. Looking at the forecast, 28 to 30 degrees is a pretty typical sort of August day in Croatia. So I'm not super concerned, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. Just got to stay super hydrated all the time, because that's something that can get away from people pretty quickly when they're doing these ultra distances. You just forget to do things because your mind's wandering, or you're focused on other things, and then you've gone for half an hour and you haven't had a sip of water, and you're like, oh god, I feel sluggish. It's you're just out of water. So definitely a big factor. And then on top of that, it's about the kind of clothes you wear, keeping lots of shade and coverage. So even though it is hot, I'll probably be wearing really lightweight long sleeve tops just to make sure everything's breathable, but also not getting the sun slapping me.
That can knock you around.
And heaps of sunscreen, even though it's the sun's not as dangerous over there as it is
exactly what I was about to ask now. So it's a lot harsher, I think, the sun than over there. But still, over there they're quite superstitious about which way the wind's blowing as well. Whether it's a Yugo, if it's the Buddha, then you have to have your back covered, otherwise you'll die. You've got the Maestral, you've got the Trementana, whatever these coastal towns. They have certain superstitions that when it's a Yugo, people go a bit crazy. When it's a Buddha, you will die if you walk outside. And shit like that. So
the Buddha is something I'm actually really interested by, because I've been caught in the big heavy rain of the Buddha once before, middle of summer, and then on a day it just turned for 24 hours, and it's probably the most heaviest rain I've been in my entire life. So I'd be very interested to see if something like that happens whilst I'm there.
Now, when you do the run, so when that time comes, you're going to sort of have an itinerary where we can also follow, let's say in advance, and say, look, roughly around this date, I'm going to be running through, let's say, Zadar or Šibenik or whatever. So we can maybe get some locals that we might know to come out on the road and give you a bit of a, bit of a spur on. And I've got my relos around Zadar and some of these other places down in Split. I know people and around Šibenik and Makarska, and get them out on the road just to give you a bit of a
100%. I'll be obviously documenting everything live as it's all happening. So not a live stream, but regular posting and just sort of letting people know what's happening. But that's definitely part of the itinerary is figuring out where you're going to be roughly on what day, and what stations you're going to be setting up with your team. But it's going to be roughly 85 to 100 kilometers a day.
And where do you sleep? What happens there?
We'll have an RV, which I might be sleeping in, but I think generally the plan is going to be, and this is all still work in progress, but we're thinking that it might be best to stay in accommodation every night. And I guess that's the beauty of the Croatian coast when you're traveling, is you're driving along the coast and you see room for rent.
Some barker holding up a sign.
And it's just bring the pita out and we'll sort it out. Don't worry. So I reckon the plan will be accommodation most nights, but worst case, I'll be sleeping in an RV.
Well, I imagine you won't be eating pita in between.
I will be.
What will you be
I will
eating
be.
during the 10 days?
I'll be eating anything and everything, and I guess.
Oh,
That's
really?
Yeah. That's
What do you stop to eat? Do you keep running and sort of chewing a banana? Look, because if you stop, I know me, if you go for a run and you stop, it's pretty hard to start
100%.
running again. You cool down and
Yeah. I think it'll be an alternating thing, but through most stations, I'll be walking through and grabbing something to munch on. But then, because of the amount of energy I'm burning, I've got to sit down and have proper meals. So like, I'm not going to be sitting down and have like
you'll have first.
It's not going to be like
you'll have. Then we'll have the
and the kebab there, and then the kupal salata comes out, the whole thing,
and the tiramisu, coffee at the end.
Yeah, bring it over. So like, that's not going to be the case at all. It'll be like 15 minutes stop, but eat something like with a bit of substance to it, because it's just going to be about like keeping it fresh for me.
And otherwise, it's those sort of tube type foods, and is it that sort of?
Nah,
I've got this in your head. Marathon runners.
Well, that's the thing. Like between like a marathon and then like the ultra distance, from a nutrition standpoint, it's a very, very different game. Like you got to think like those gels, they're just like a pack of refined
and they're only
sugar.
literally running for 2 and a bit hours.
That and like, so imagine pumping those through your stomach for a whole day. You would be just feeling absolutely terrible. So as many whole foods as possible, but then like there'll be lots of lollies, snakes, liquefied foods, basically. It's like smoothies and things like that. But I do enjoy eating whole foods. I did a race, what was it now, about a month and a half ago, where I ran, it was just over 80 kilometers through till about 4 in the morning in like they call it a backyard ultra format, where you just run a repeated lap of a place every hour on the hour. And I was eating steak and rice, ice cream, like anything that you can think of, I was having. So it's just getting the energy into your body.
But it's the discipline up until that point. You have to watch what you're eating, and then once you're in there, you're kind of burning it every.
Yeah, you just go flat out, basically.
So does that mean, when you're running down the Magistrala and you see one of those, what would you call them, like a restaurant on the side, and it's got about half a dozen ganyets in there, just cooking on the side, that you can just stop and go, yep, this is the place I'm eating?
100%. 100%. Without a doubt. I reckon they make some of the best food when you're over
100%.
It'll cost you about €300 a kilo now, but that's all right.
You know what? It's the price you pay for good food.
Yeah.
Support teams, so if there is this RV,
yep,
will they be going along with you? How is it, or how's it work? Were they just going to go ahead and wait for you?
It does. So it's got to go ahead and wait. It's part of the requirements of the record that I can't be like trailing something and catching even though like, like from a physics perspective, I'm probably not going to be catching a lot of pace.
Yeah.
They say like you can't be trailing behind a car. You can have a car behind you, but I think most of the time it'll be, hey guys, like 15, 20 kilometers away. I'll see you there in 2 hours and just trot along.
And who you got in the support team? How many people?
So I've got my wife's coming with me, obviously. One of my best friends, Jack's going to be with me. He's going to be the team lead. Mum's going to be there. My osteo from Melbourne, he's coming down as well, which is really cool. And Dad's going to be there as well. Yeah, there's about 5 of us. Yeah.
You said you got 4 younger sisters.
I do.
They'll be looking after themselves back at home.
They will be. They'll be looking after themselves and both the brothers and cheering on from the sidelines. I'm sure.
There you go. And you're going to be going sort of live, at least for some of your. Is it going to be GoPro? I think you've got a GoPro here that you brought along with you. You're going to have that strapped to you.
Yeah, I'll definitely be doing a lot of filming. We're in the works on preparing maybe even a mini documentary to tell the story and raise awareness for the charity. So we're just currently going through whether that's going to be a feasible thing and whether we can make it happen. But yeah, we'll be documenting the whole thing start to finish.
You're looking for go.
Sorry, you said you're running at 827 kilometers. That's going to break the Guinness World Records. Well, yeah, Guinness Book of World Records record. But what is the record currently? I don't know if you said it at the start.
10 days. 10 days at the moment.
No. Is it actually the amount of days, or is it the amount of kilometers?
So the record title is the fastest crossing of Croatia by foot. So it's just about how you get from point to point as quickly as possible. So the route that I've currently mapped out is 827, but that's going that full coastal way that we were just talking about before. Yeah. So if I was to cut through, I can cut out maybe like 60 odd kilometers, but it's at the cost of, climbing up a lot of hills. So
yeah,
definitely something to think about.
Yeah, but so there is, Ray, what we'll do later on in the show, if we've got some information, we'll put it up on our caption thing that comes across the bottom of the screen,
For sure.
and let people know how they can donate. But you said to hold off for the time being. We're getting something sorted. We'll have some information for you to be able to donate to the
Yes.
cause. So you're trying to raise, is it around $50,000
100%.
for the charity?
Yep.
You're also looking. Would you take any sponsors on board? You're looking for people happy if they're able to sponsor
Definitely.
as well.
Yeah, anyone who's able to help support like the project or support the charity in any way, like means a hell of a lot, because it is it's a big undertaking, and when you think about like all the things that go into it, whether it's the food, the RVs, the accommodation, getting the team over there. They're all, costs that need to be factored in, and they're things that, I'm going to be doing off my own back to raise awareness for this charity. So, look, if anyone is open to supporting, I'm all ears. We haven't got any sponsors at the moment, but we are, seeking some assistance. But yeah, again, with the charity, so I currently do have a GoFundMe link that I've set up. We are just working directly with the charity to do something. So I will just say, for the moment, if people are willing to just hold off for a brief moment, I'm sure I'll be able to give you some information from there pretty quickly as well.
Definitely. So anyone that's happy or able to sponsor, we'll get all the details out to you, but we'll also share some of the information around Aidan's socials as well, so you can follow, keep tabs, how it's all going. But all help is welcome, and it's for a fantastic cause first and foremost, and also the whole story behind it in honour of your Pokoni Dida Yandre as well, who obviously left a big impact on yourself and your whole family, obviously, and many people in our community would have known Dida Yandre as well. So it's just a fantastic initiative. We'll get all those details. There you go, Spolge. We'll just jot down 28 minutes roughly and 45 seconds into the interview, because I did try and split that video into two so that we just have it in two different scenes. But
fascinating young man, isn't he?
Technology-wise, couldn't do it. But what a first half of our interview. What a story, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Young man, relatively recently married, very close with his grandfather, obviously, Pokoni Dida Yandre, who will be trying to break the record to run 827 kilometres from Savudrija in northwestern Istra down to Punta
I've never
Ostro.
heard of Savudrija.
Neither, and I've never heard of Punta Ostro,
Punta
which is the
Ostro.
southernmost point of the homeland. So absolutely amazing effort to even get there, to even thinking about it makes me tired, man.
Yeah, he does.
I'm feeling a bit flat at the moment. I'm thinking, if I've got to get up tomorrow morning at 4:30 and go live for a run, let's go 20K run, just so I can prepare for another 9 weeks to be able to run 827 kilometres in 10 days.
Yeah, but you see this guy, look how fit he is. Like, you just see him, he's absolutely ripped.
I am exhausted thinking about it. But, he's doing it, one, for a great cause. Obviously, this Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease is, like we mentioned in there, probably not as well known as some of these other ones that money is being raised for. There's all sorts of initiatives and ribbons and things going for sale all over this country and all over the world. But obviously, his dida passed away from it fairly quickly from this particular disease, and he's doing his best to, one, raise awareness, raise some money, but at the same time, run in his ancestral home 827 kilometres, run through some towns and villages that he'll be it's amazing.
There's half a dozen wins in that one little synopsis, isn't it? Like, it's absolutely
every
huge.
possible box, Now,
but when you describe it, it's like mad cow disease. You just go, oh my God, what that must have been like. Thank God it only went for a year. Like, imagine going through that for years and years. That dementia can happen. And dementia, as anyone that's experienced it, is
the muka. But that's again, we mentioned the Tomislavgrad connection. His mum, obviously, he's from Dida. Yeah, let go there, draw their roots from Tomislavgrad. And we had a bit of a discussion. We always do with people from Tomislavgrad and us people from anywhere in or around Zadar. Who is there more of? People from Tommytown or people from Zadar in, let's say, Melbourne at least? Per capita, we mentioned this, I reckon per capita, per amount of population compared to the amount of people in Melbourne, I reckon there's more people from Tommytown. If we went just on percentages.
in Melbourne.
On percentages. How many people are in Tomislavgrad, for example, and how many of those people now live
I see, because
Melbourne?
Zadar's such a much bigger.
Zadar is obviously bigger, and we count Zadar pretty much all the way to Benko.
Yeah, that's right.
And Pag and everybody, the islands. Yeah, we've got a much bigger geographical area and a much bigger population.
Yeah.
Population-wise, I think numbers-wise, us, percentage-wise, probably Tommytown.
Because
there's about 40,000 Radoses in Melbourne, I reckon, alone.
I said we just say, like, how many surnames? You just
So
coming off.
two Cholinas, and there was probably about 30
Yeah,
in the Sala behind them.
So Bagarich's right. Yeah, you said Rados. There's heaps of them out there. Yeah, it's huge.
Exactly, Spolge.
But really good interview, and he goes a little bit deeper as well, which we'll do a little bit later on in the show. But it was just fascinating that he would go to those. But you know what I mean? He's honouring his grandfather, which is amazing just in itself. But then breaking a world record, seeing the country on foot, literally, from top to bottom. It's crazy, but crazy good, yeah.
That's 80 plus Ks a day. You have to get through, right?
Yeah.
Yes, 24 hours, go 80 Ks in 24 hours, but you got to do it again tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day. Mate, some of us can't run a K.
Oh,
We can't even jog.
Depends what's at the end of the
Sometimes
K.
you do 20,000 steps, you look at your phone, you go, I'm a
Machine.
I go Olympics. I can try out for the Commonwealth Games. Yeah, but, you can barely run up the driveway, really. But community announcements, Spolge, before we go
there's been a few things.
into a couple of other things.
Yep.
Now, the most recent ones, so these are not going in any particular chronological or date order. It's as things come through, I add them to the show and the slides. Men's Faith Night. So this will be number 2.
Yep.
So this will be number 2. The first one took place this month. Next one will be happening again at Melbourne Knights there at Tomset Stadium, Monday, 6th of July, again, 7 p.m. start, brought to you by Krijari Atleta Christi. Talk, discussion, prayer, fellowship in the Mark Viduka Lounge. The first one, we spoke to Mario
a huge success. 20 to 25 guys in attendance. Unintentionally went for 3 hours due to great discussion. So quite an informal discussion came in. They said no pressure, come in if you're interested. And look at that, they were there for 3 hours. I think that's a success, isn't it?
That's right.
So,
exactly. And it was successful, and they're going again.
Yep.
So this next month, 6th of July, 7 p.m, Tomset Stadium, go up to the Mark Viduka Lounge, make your way in, make yourself known, and enjoy the company of other like-minded people and listen to some pretty fascinating insights, no doubt.
Hopefully they can build on that, and there's even more. Maybe it'll be 30, 35, or whatever it is. But even if it, like they said, if it was only helping 3 men out there, that's a success. But, they've got almost 10 times that. So fantastic. Onwards and upwards.
That's right. And then staying on the religious theme, and Mickey did mention it earlier, Working Bee tomorrow, 7 a.m, Sunshine, Svet Leopold Bogdan Mandic Church in Ardea. 7 a.m. kickoff, 4,000 square meters of turf to be laid. So the hard work's been done.
Yep.
The soil has been dropped, leveled.
Yep.
My goodness, this has been a massive, massive undertaking
Yep.
down there at Sunshine. And now tomorrow is the day to throw the turf down. So get down
just
there.
keep beautifying it.
Yeah. As I've been watching the social media pages of Sunshine Church, Ardioi.
Yeah.
So instead of just the old acronym RDO, it's ARDIJOJ, Ardioi. So ako imate sutra Ardioi, jump out to Sunshine, kad možete stići, help them out. Food and drinks will be provided. Hopefully the food will be early, the drinks will be later once all the work is done.
It's also good to see that they're doing some landscaping, because even when the church was brand new and looking beautiful, it was just a concrete jungle. There was nothing there. There was some half-dying palm trees and things like that. But actually coming out, doing some landscaping, I think this is probably the first bit of a lot more landscaping coming out, because landscaping just makes a massive difference as well. And it's good that that's finally being done. Took a few decades, but it doesn't matter. We start again, we go on. They're just going from strength to strength. And like I said, they had the World Cup screening there on Thursday morning, and over 200 people in attendance there. Massive success. Not sure what it was like at other clubs. I just know a few people went there and told me it was a huge success. So fantastic to see. Great.
Exactly. Now, we received some images from our friend Branko Barchak, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago to talk about the Melbourne Knights Junior Gala Day that took place on Sunday. So the Melbourne Knights MPL hosted North Geelong, sister club, down there over a full day with a break in between at about 2 p.m. for everybody to kick back and watch Australia-Turkey on the big screen. And you can see there the big screen was placed up upon those containers there in that beer garden. It looked like it was fantastic weather. Spolge, you were obviously busy with you had your brother-in-law and family down from Adelaide from the split gala, the 50th the night before.
Yeah, nursing a few hangovers.
That's right. I was unfortunately also unable to attend. I was at Dinamo pretty much all day from about 8 o'clock in the morning till 6 p.m. in the evening. But Branko's been kind enough to flick through these images that you can see now. I'll keep flicking through them. And he's also asked to give a special mention to the people that helped make it possible, other than obviously Melbourne Knights and the junior committee that were involved in organising and hosting the event. Melbourne Croatia Soccer Club and also AHD, Australsko-Hrvatsko društvo Melbourne, were the two key contributors also to the success of the day. That you see Dodgem cars even there, mate. So it looks like a massive, massive day. It wasn't just soccer. It was broadcast, telecast of the Australia game, activities for the kids, and at the end of the day, the focal point of everything that brought people together was the football and that brotherhood between Melbourne Knights and North Geelong Warriors, North Geelong Croatia, Melbourne Croatia, obviously coming together and playing out all of those games well into the evening. I think the 18s played at 6 p.m. I think it might have been 5 or 6 p.m. at least. What
Fun
else
for all the family.
Exactly. The Knights raffle. So we mentioned that a couple of weeks ago when we had Branko on there, the $120,000 Explorer caravan, as well as a whole range of other prizes, $20,000 luxury holiday, $5,000 holiday escape, will be drawn on October 10 at 6 p.m. Croatian Catholic Centre in Sunshine when the presentation is on for the juniors. So get on, buy your ticket now.
While you still can.
Exactly right, man. That is quite a significant prize. Now, Spolge, one close to your heart.
Yes.
The Oliver Dragojevic Tribute Night at Dinamo is an officially sold-out event.
It is. Was it been officially sold out for a few weeks now? So
that is correct. Absolute belter of a night, no doubt, is in the wings. Sold out. But there may be a secondary event happening.
Really?
If everyone's been following soccer this week, this is a photo of young Oli Dragicevic.
Yes.
Former Dinamo player. He's at Melbourne Victory at the moment, but during the week he represented Australia. Spolge, I don't know the exact details. What age group is it under?
I believe it was under 19s.
Under 19s. Him along with young, I think it was Luka Didulica.
Yes.
Son of Joey Didulica. Represented Australia. Here's a photo of Ollie holding up the trophy. Now, I think it was a sort of a Southeast Asian type
like one of those invite-only things. But won it, champions, fantastic.
Exactly right. So
it's been a while since Australia's won anything.
The Oliver Dragojevic concert tribute has been sold out.
Yes.
So a new second one has been introduced.
When
these big artists have sold out concerts.
Yes, I'll do another one. Yeah,
we'll do a second one.
Yeah.
We'll do it. Well, we now have Oliver Dragicevic Tribute Night.
Fantastic.
At St. Albans Dinamo.
Fantastic. Champions Night.
Exactly right.
Not a champions.
There you go. So forget about Oliver Dragojevic. That's already sold out. You can come along to the Oliver Dragicevic. Yeah. And we're just going to have...
In order to get tickets, you have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and jog down at Williamstown.
Exactly right. And instead of singing songs, all the major minors just going to be there standing up holding trophies.
Yes.
As a tribute to Ollie, who has lifted the silverware with the national team there. But hopefully we see him now playing in further age groups and eventually representing the seniors for Australia, I'm assuming. But still, at this stage, he's a free agent and he can choose whatever country he'd like to play for one day when that push comes to shove.
Hint, nudge, nudge.
Now, the Mladi Hrvati Trivia Night will be coming up very shortly as well, this Friday, 26th of June.
Well,
can't say for certain if there are any tickets left, but jump on their socials, Folklorna Grupa Mladi Hrvati, and see, because the doors open at 7 p.m. this Friday. Trivia commences 7:30 p.m. $30 a head for tables of 10. Get on board.
Is that at Clifton Hill Dvorana?
At Clifton Hill Dvorana. And they are also hosting or having a Mladi Hrvati wine drive. You can order by the 31st of July. And $30 fundraised from every dozen bottles sold go to Mladi Hrvati.
Perfect.
So jump on their socials again. You'll be able to click on that QR code. And finally, one that we have talked about in the past as well. And last week, 2 weeks ago, Spolge, we were a little bit under the weather.
We were.
So we didn't get to a lot of these things. That's why I'm sort of going through it today. Hopefully none of them have expired. I just clicked on one before the olive harvest. That's expired.
We'll giving away some scrubbing your kisses.
That's right. But Croatian Folkloric Ensemble Zvonimir or Zvonimir Springbal have got a last seat standing raffle. So again, jump on their socials. Tickets are on sale, I hope, still. They are HFA Zvonimir. Jump on their socials, get yourself a ticket. All money goes towards helping them get overseas to tour like many other folkloric groups have in the past. And great initiative. But one we have to mention, Spolge, now
Yes.
that we're back on camera and everything's working, you can see us both wearing, and we didn't organise to wear these
No, we
tonight.
didn't. No, we
We
didn't.
did both receive them at the same time. When we did the interview with Aidan today, Spolge was wearing his, I was wearing mine.
Just happened to
These
happen.
are, that's
Happened
right.
to happen.
If you can see at the back there, a big thank you to Tim Balaban and to the Dandy City or the Hajduk Ultras, Dandy Hajduk Ultras. It's the newest group in town. So you've got MCF at the Knights, you've got the Blue Crew at Dynamo, you've got Sus Boys at Sydney United, CCS in Canberra, you've got groups all over Australia, but the Dandy Hajduk Ultras are the newest group of young folk down there at Frank Holohan Reserve. Is that what Dandy City's ground is called?
Yes, it is. Frank Holohan. Yep.
And they've got some merch.
The Frankie J. Holden
Tim
Reserve.
Balaban, absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for sending out these hoodies.
And they
to
look,
Spolge
and you know what? Top
and
quality.
myself, mate.
Fantastic
They
hoodies.
are.
And have to actually a shout out to everyone at Dandy. They've probably been the most generous people when it's come to merch and sending out merch to the two of us. So, between them and Strathmore, it's been huge. So they keep sending us things. So thank you to everyone at Dandy and particularly to Tim Balaban for sending out these beautiful hoodies.
Oh, so thank you to Hrvatska Zora who told us, hi guys, Zvonimir raffle was drawn 3 weeks ago.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so congratulations to whoever won it. If you still want to buy a ticket,
You can
I'm
still
sure
buy tickets.
you can still buy tickets.
You're not going to win squat, but you can still buy a ticket and you can help the cause. Svaka čast, well done. Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah.
HZ.
Yeah.
And speaking of HZ, Friday night, you mentioned it briefly. I've seen some clips. I had a video. I was supposed to upload it. And obviously, with all the commotion going on, I didn't get there. But there was a magnificent clip. And you jump on HZ's. I think it's on HZ. It might be on a personal page that I might be, or PodroomTV might be friends with, where you're crouching. You're on the dance floor. You're singing. You're
Getting
singing.
coming in,
Getting
the
coming in.
middle part.
And
with
it's
the-
all that sort of and then everyone
Well,
jumps, and then because it was a relatively underage event, a lot of water was being splashed.
There was. Well,
and they just went
they
absolutely.
did. And that's become a bit of a
nuts.
tradition during that song that we do that in that middle part,
But you
in
were
the air bit. But
it was a great night.
well, like I said, like you know what, leading up to it, I was feeling a bit sorry for myself that we didn't go to Dallas. I'm going, what a moron I was for pushing that opportunity away. I'm going, oh my god, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. We didn't go to Dallas. Yasin Budala, you know, I mean, you're thinking that, and then you go, okay, I did it for this. I hope this is a bloody good night. I really do. I'm going, fuck, you know, you're going to be cynical, and you're going, oh, you know, if they can get 150 people, you know, it'll be all right. And spoke to the Zora people. Oh, we're hoping we can get 150. They blew it out of the water. They doubled that, and then plus whoever was other volunteers and that. So it was in excess of 300 people there on the night. Dance hall was packed. Atmosphere was electric. It was a massive, massive success, and I was absolutely proud to be part of it. All the boys in the band just felt like going, like we were just humbled, and just loved it. We really just enjoyed it. Seeing these kids out there singing with their hearts out. They were so loud. You know, you'd go sing it, and fucking hell did they sing it. You know what I mean? It was like,
kids on shoulders.
It was
Antonio Sags with the Zora flag down the
oh
front.
yeah, it was
going
huge. It was huge.
off. Just massive night. My kids came home. I didn't see them when they'd got home. I was supposed to pick them up, go straight from work and go to Sunshine, pick them up. They ended up finding their own way home. But yeah, I said to them, I'm happy to sit in the car, sleep in the car until you're done and you've come out. I don't care what time it is when you come out because I know where they are.
Yeah.
I know what they're doing.
That's
I know
right.
who they're with.
That's right.
If they said I'm coming out of the sala at 5 o'clock in the morning, I was happy to sit in the car till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Because I knew
This is where you want
the
them to
environment that they
be.
are in.
Yeah.
Right. And they came home raving. My oldest, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Marco is a little bit more withdrawn when
Coy,
it comes
he's a bit
to
more
comment
coy.
about
Yeah,
these
yeah,
things
yeah,
because
yeah.
he thinks he's Conor McGregor sometimes. Doesn't want to give too much away. Ali, all his mates, they went straight from training at Dynamo on Friday
They
night.
did.
Got
They did.
changed in the car park
They
or
did.
whatever it was and went inside and sprayed their 37 different fragrances on.
Yeah.
There's 6 different Cristiano Ronaldo
Nice.
perfumes
Yep.
that these kids wear. Ali, what a great night, what a great initiative, and let's hope there's lots more where that came from.
Yeah, and it was good to see that was from all parts of Melbourne. Like I said, you know, like Mladi Hrvati dancers came down, Zvonimir, and even I think there were some kids from North Geelong who came up. Mate, it was incredible. It gave you just hope for the future. And you said, you know, we'll talk about the Renaissance. That's the Renaissance there with these kids.
That's right.
You know, they're the ones that are making it happen. You know, between them, And you said all these supporter groups, whether it's MCF and MCF are just going strength to strength. And the things that they're doing, even with that bar on the across there with the artwork, just looks unbelievable. Hopefully, we'll have some photos shortly to
Soon, that's
upload.
right.
But I know they're very, very close to finishing it off, and it looks incredible. All of that's that new generation. That's the renaissance. That's what's.
But then also last Saturday, Spolge, you and I both were in attendance at the Strathmore Split 50th Gala at the Dome.
How huge was that? I mean, that sold out in a couple of weeks. 460 people in attendance. The place looked magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. Like the lighting in there and the decor. It was, and I think people were wowed when they came in.
The cross section, I mentioned it on the night, the cross section of people in the room were again from everywhere. There were people that I saw at that Zabava that I would never have thought would be at that Zabava. You know what I mean? I just go, what are they? And then they've got some link to the club.
Yeah.
Somewhere where my corn played for Split, my dad played for Split, my cousins, I played for, I didn't even know. I played for Split too. When did you play? Oh, 89 or whatever.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I had people ask me, I've heard about this at the table. They're sitting with other people. I heard about this podcast. What's it called? And they're typing it into their phone. We want to hear about it. And we'll get some footage over the next couple of weeks. There was a video.
I saw you uploaded there during this contra Splita.
It was huge. Former President Nick Jugovic provided rakia for every table.
He did, and it was top quality.
Absolutely top quality. It was veselo. It was off the hook.
It was.
Gala started off as a gala. Everyone came there nicely dressed. Those photos in front of the banners and those mirages or whatever you call them. And then by the end of the night, there was a few loose ties and
it was a party by the end of
off.
And people came in, they just wanted to party. So it was hard for people to sit there and contain themselves. There was a lot of, speeches and things that happen. And as is with our Nado, they can't help themselves and they sort of talk over it. When there's 400 people talking over it, it's hard to conduct it. But I'm glad that there was enough respect for when there was a tribute to Rezo.
That's right.
Which the whole place just started singing. Moya Herzegovina was incredible.
And it was your and George's rendition of Moya Herzegovina.
And it was a beautiful feeling. I
told you I was standing right next to the speaker, so I moved away from the main area. And I sort of didn't know whether it was the crowd singing or there was static coming in through my ears, but it sounded like the whole sala was singing.
They were. It
was acoustic. The lights were all off. The lights were just on you and George, and it sounded like the whole joint was singing. And there were tables. You had Vukovar, you had Wednesday nights, you had Gospic Bears, you had Dandy City. The big one as well, another one, which, look, I've not seen in all my days in emceeing, hosting, doing raffles or whatever. George or Jure Dragovic from the Crow Savez, Nogometni Savez Australia, the head body that looks after the tourney and all that sort of stuff, donated a couple of Luka Modric framed signed jerseys.
And framed beautifully, looked magnificent.
So one to the club on behalf of the Nogometni Savez here in Australia, the other one for auction.
Yeah.
It went to auction and it came down to two bidders.
That's right.
Ivan Ljubicic, also known as Tsura, and Ivan Filipovic, I&D Group. It went 10, 10.5, 11, 12, whatever. It got to Tsura had 14,500 bid on it.
Yep.
Ivan had 15.
And they had to stop.
And that was the end. So Ivan won the bid. He then called me over and he goes, listen, if Tsura's happy to pay the 14.5 that he bid, I'll donate the 15,000 that I bid to the club. So the jersey basically went for $29,500.
Incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
Incredible.
Raffle, they had a 200 key raffle where if you open the padlock, there were 2 boxes. You win the prize. They were $100 a pop. The raffle tickets, the normal raffle tickets were sold out. Yeah. Just the goodwill. Goodwill. The organisers behind it, massive. Stella, obviously, lovely. Mrs. Spoiler was instrumental in organising it, with tireless behind the scenes, keeping everybody up to date with what was going on. Some of the people I saw out the front there, Lucy Kordic, you had Daniela Stipik, and obviously the committee and everybody else that was involved, Mira Mage.
Mariana Tabakis, who didn't attend because of the late
she was
passing
there
of
prior to the start of the gala and then made her way home.
Did a lot of work there.
Massive.
And also sisters Natalie Matijevic and
Anna
Maria
as well.
So yeah, it was good. There was so much goodwill on the night. And as you said, you come to these nights and people haven't seen each other for years. They're just eager to talk to each other, and that's great. You see that thing. But I was glad, at least when Sonia got up, Rezo's daughter, to pay tribute, you could hear a pin drop. Yeah. And it was beautiful.
2 life members inducted: Nick Jugovic, former president, and Steve Sinkovic, former player, president,
Both incredibly
everything.
well deserved. Yep.
Exactly right.
Yep.
And Nicola, basically from day one, has been a part of the club, has been president, played there from the very first days of the club, is still there every single game,
Yep.
does not miss. And he put Rakia on 46, 47 tables on every one of them, beautifully made bots and ribbons and stuff. It was just a magnificent night.
Yeah.
That's one
And
of
he
mine.
couldn't contain his tears, like his emotions got the better
That's
of
right.
him
He's
as well.
a big, strong
Just,
Leichan who
But he showed like just how much the club means to him, you know.
exactly
It was-
right. So massive thing. 50 years for Split. Going into, they won on the weekend 5-1. They're sitting top of the
Yeah,
table,
sitting
pushing
pretty.
for promotion, pushing to win their league,
Yeah.
and also for the first time in their 50 years hosting the tournament together
Yeah.
with Dinamo
It's
this
a
year in
huge
September.
year. Absolutely huge
So
year for Strathmore.
get behind it. If you're in Melbourne over that weekend, on the Thursday and the Friday, games will be played down at Strathmore as well as at Dinamo. But if you can get to both clubs and help them both out, get down there, do what you can. It's absolutely massive.
But as you said, at the end of the night, it was just a massive party, wasn't it? The last two sets was just people jumping up on tables. It was fantastic.
Now,
It was wonderful to see.
Peter Finker.
Yes,
asks
of
a
number
very,
Hall of
interesting
Fame #1 member.
member 001.
Yes.
Ask an interesting question. He says, Smolly, I have to ask, who scored the second goal for the Socceroos against Turkey? Now, that's a controversial question,
Well, look,
Mr.
I've been watching the news a lot, and Neman Poima.
Nemash. And I went and watched the highlights. It's like it's been deleted from YouTube. We don't know who scored the second goal for Australia against Turkey.
What a segue.
I'm hoping that I haven't lost friends over asking the question of who scored the second goal with Turkey, because if any of you have been following my Facebook page, you might have seen a little bit of toing and froing between myself and an old friend of mine around my commentary on what I thought about the media and how they reacted to Australia beating Turkey on the weekend. Now, obviously, we all loved Australia beating Turkey.
Of course.
I love Australia beating anybody.
That's unquestionable. Yeah.
Sometimes I get a little bit down on the Socceroos because of my own personal gripes. Because I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I sometimes say things that other people probably never say or maybe don't even think. Maybe some of you do. Ali, I wasn't particularly impressed with a couple of things. That's why we have a new segment.
I was going to say,
There's a new segment.
Satamuchi.
Sto bene mucci? I'll tell you now, Spolge. Sto bene mucci. But this is our new segment. Što te muči, Spolge? Što tebe muči? Sometimes, kad te nešto muči, at least you tonight, you're having a palinkovac, just one.
Just one.
That's good. That is me. Kad te nešto muči, you have a palinkovac, my man reckons.
Boli me trbuh. You know?
Sve te
like-
prođe
yeah.
ako te nešto muči, but mene muči svašta.
Šta tebe muči?
Because I'm usually a happy-go-lucky, carefree type of character.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yes, I know.
I'm not highly strung.
No,
I'm not,
at
I'm
all.
not aggressive.
Calm,
I'm not.
calm.
Nah. Što mene muči? That Australia versus Turkey game mene muči.
Okay.
Right? That day after that game, right? And you open up the newspapers, you jump on the news and whatever. There wasn't really in most of the news media outlets these days,
Yes.
there's no more neutrality. There's no more, let's just say the news like it is. Australia won. What a fantastic achievement. We've beaten Turkey, who's ranked 50 places above us, and we've beaten the world superpower in soccer. And opening game, and we're going to go through to the next round.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What
We're
a
going to
great
win the
achievement.
World Cup.
No, some or most media outlets in this country tried to politicise the victory itself.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm not sure what order some of these articles are in. But you can see this from The Age. This is the one that killed me the most. Sarah Dale from The Age writes, the Socceroos victory is what happens when we embrace, celebrate and foster a truly multicultural vision of Australia. But the alarming reality is that hostility towards refugees such as Iran Kunda and his family is growing fast. Right?
Which is absolutely ridiculous because Iran Kunda has been so welcomed by the Adelaide Croatian community and the Adelaide Croatia Raiders in particular that his family still go to games. They still feel so welcome. It's still their #1 club. He played for Adelaide United, whatever, but they still feel that link with Adelaide Croatia so much that they're there. He wanted to come. He even went to Adelaide United.
Yeah.
He wanted to come and train with Adelaide Croatia at the time, and they go, mate, we can't.
Yeah.
Can't let you train. That's how that kinship he feels with everyone.
Daily Mail, all right, that's a clickbait newspaper. Pauline Hanson voters told they can't support the Socceroos because the team features many immigrants.
Were they told that?
Whether you're for or protiv Pauline Hanson, to try and put her into a narrative around the Socceroos winning a game against Turkey made me sick to my stomach. All right, it's got nothing to do with it. Then you throw into all of that the Nered at Federation Square.
Yep.
At the Turkey game, apparently there was bottles being thrown between supporters, barely even reported on. The most recent game, Australia versus the US.
Yes.
Apparently, allegedly, a 16-year-old sexually assaulted a woman before this broadcast.
I'm just happy it was a woman.
You know what I mean? Well, they identified it as a woman when they gave their statement. And Craig Foster was there. Craig Foster was at Federation Square, and I've not heard Craig Foster come out and condemn the behaviours. 5 people arrested. There was a crush at the gate, mounted horses, police trampling people, whatever the hell was going on. He taught the Sven that
he missed it. He was watching Hakim, make sure that he was okay.
So that Mene Mucci, and you know what else Mucci meant? I rang 3RW. I'm a middle-aged Caucasian Australian man now, so I rang 3RW for Mene Mucci. I spoke to Jackie Felgate.
Really?
I did. And
she's like a middle-aged Australian man.
Correct.
she
asked, because we were talking, that was a topic that they were talking about, and I said when they're talking about diversity,
yes,
that Australia won because of diversity.
Okay,
right? They wouldn't have won otherwise.
All right.
Right? Only diversity made Australia beat Turkey.
Yeah.
And I go, you do understand that 2 weeks before Australia lost to Mexico.
Yes.
I go, was diversity? Did they have the day off that day? Yeah. And I go, what happens if America beats Australia in 6 days' time? Does that mean diversity no longer works?
Yeah.
It is the most stupid argument I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And she goes, so what do you think, Ante? And I go, what do I think? I go, my club that I grew up watching had to change their name.
Yes.
You're not allowed to fly the flag of my ancestors at soccer matches for fear of being fined and deducted points and sanctions.
Which is still going on to this
day.
day.
But you want me now to embrace and celebrate the diversity of the Socceroos, but you won't afford me the same privilege of diversity by waving my own flag at a soccer match in North Sunshine or whatever. They won't tell me Srat.
Yeah.
Craig Foster, whoever else is on this bandwagon, it is absolute bullshit. It is fucking offensive to me.
Yeah.
I was called an extremist, I was called a racist and a bigot.
All true, of course.
Right? By a person who I thought was my friend. Now, this is a person that I could have gone onto their Facebook page and picked out a million things to argue with. I don't go on people's Facebook pages to argue with them or try and make myself look punita. Right? It's their Facebook page, that's their opinion. Boli me briga, what they write and what they say. But then for some of the public to come out and then hammer me, call me a racist, bigot and whatever, and this went to and fro till 1 o'clock in the morning, and then we went into a private conversation, which I'm not going to mention here, but we went private because obviously this person said they're not going to win. Because it's my page, I'll have the last word. I'm not going to ban no one, I'm not going to delete nothing. It's all open. Ali, to call me a racist and a bigot because I don't celebrate the bullshit left-wing woke socialist mental illness that our media is portraying about our Socceroos, that makes, you know what that does to me? If that's the reason you're watching the Socceroos, then I'd rather not support the Socceroos.
Yeah.
If you're playing for Australia, you're an Australian. If you don't like that, bad luck. But you're not going to tell me now that if it wasn't for a refugee born in Tanzania from Burundi who came here when he was 4 years old, won us the game, or was it Nestori Irakunda, the young Australian boy who's been embraced by this country and by our community especially, who went to play for Australia, proudly wore the colours and scored a fucking goal, and then to not even tell us who scored the second goal. I didn't even know the bloke's name. They never even fucking talked about him for a week. Connor Metcalf.
There you go. Oh, that's it. There you go.
Connor Metcalf.
I still don't know who
Koi
that
is.
On. There's no.
Yeah, he's the red-headed step kid.
It looks like it.
The no one wants to know. Is he adopted? Is he Turkic? Koi on. It's a disgrace. It is a disgrace. It's un-Australian. I don't give a shit. You don't have to be a Pauline Hanson voter or a Labor voter or whatever. If you're playing for the Australian jersey, you're an Australian. Everyone's got a backstory, right? Every Crow kid that played for Australia has got a refugee story about their parents and their grandparents. You want to go start talking about the Krishni Port? You want to go start talking about the fucking Battle of Sisak in 1563 and say, my fucking Shukun did died in Sisak in 1563 and I scored a goal for Australia because of the Battle of Sisak on the 22nd of fucking June 1563. It is glupus, but that's the narrative they're pushing.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right. But it is. It's a narrative because they don't give a shit about the sport. They don't give a shit. And then after the World Cup's finished and Australia loses and gets kicked out, they're not going to pay any heed to it, and they're not going to care about it anymore. And diversity is not going to matter as much as it did, because they're going to find diversity somewhere else, or whatever it is that in that agenda that they want to push.
Yeah. So what about the 2006
That's what I
Australia
say. That
qualified?
golden generation was it not diverse enough?
Were
then?
there any any people other than of some kind of European or possibly European South American background in that team?
Well, the problem was that there were 7 Croats in that team, and we're not. And as was mentioned, some animals are more equal than others, and that's what the problem is.
We're not diverse enough.
We're not.
What are we
diverse
now?
enough.
We're like in the middle. We're the no man's land. We got shit on when the this person that I argued with in primary school. We'll call it WOG. Now I'm a bigot and a racist. There was no in between. We were never celebrated.
Yeah.
We were shit on. Or we're now on the flip side, we're the ones shitting on people. But in the middle, we've missed the whole generation. It was a leap year when diversity was handed out for crows. Right? Because we don't fit into the narrative diversity.
That's right.
When we came here, we were fucking outcasts, and now we're too similar to the colonizers. Yeah, boy, mate.
Well, that's what it is. That's the thing. It's the same people who shit on us previously. Namely, I'll say to Craig Foster, perfect example,
Correct.
who has shit on us on a number of occasions. You know, the Australia Cup game, perfect example. He was the first one to jump on and say, "Oh, they're this, they're that. We're fascists, whatever. We booed the welcome to country." It was all bullshit and imagined racism that actually never happened, never occurred, and has been disproven in court as well. But never came out and apologized, never did anything. But for him, we weren't diverse. We were negative. We were a negative part, even though we brought the crux of the golden generation of the Socceroos, but now he's there. He's the number one spruiker of this new diversity. So, but why? Because it suits his agenda. That's what it is.
It's outrageous. It's the same people who used to slap us around for eating prosciutto in our sandwiches at school are now telling us, "Have you tried the prosciutto antipasto platter at the local Eltham fucking restaurant?" It's like the Twilight Zone. We are living in the fucking Twilight Zone. That we've gone from one extreme, outcasts, to another extreme of, and there's nothing in between.
Yeah, with it, and that Gud as well played at Sydney, Croatia, as did his brother.
Exactly right.
Look, that makes it even worse.
It's to me muči, Spolj.
Yeah,
to mene muči.
I understand that too.
Što me još muči. Now, again, when you talk about diversity.
Although I have to say, in defense of that one person, I think that person's didn't have an agenda. That person really came out of the goodness of their heart. I think that was my interpretation. So it doesn't look like it's a personal thing, you know, even though there's certain agendas and whatever. But I think that person's a very good person. He's celebrating that diversity, not because of an agenda, but because they actually believe in that anyway.
Doctrine.
In that doctrine, yeah.
Philosophy.
Yeah.
And for me, still to this day, and I put it up, that was my first post, and that's, I think, what upset this particular person. I said that socialism or the woke media, socialist media, is mentally ill.
Yeah, that's right.
And I stand by that. And I said I stand by 150%. Look,
it is because they're trying to redefining the world. I love that. What did you call it? Latte drinking socialists?
Latte
millionaire socialists.
Yeah, they've got so much time in their hands that they've become a socialist, and they want to bring down the system and fight the man and do all these things because it helps them sleep at night. While they sit in their gated communities, they want to fight for the proletariat and workers of the world unite.
Yeah.
And let's bring in all the refugees, but don't bring them into my neighbourhood.
Yeah.
You can go to your neighbourhood.
Or minimise the importance of the family unit, and that as a foundation of our society. Because let's break down all of that. Let's break down religion. Let's break down family values. Let's break down what it is that makes our society what it is. And we're going to create a new one, and we're the salvation because we're going to solve the world's problem through our form of diversity and our form of whatever fucking suits us, not because what's been happening for millennia now has been no good. Yeah, like they do that when they go. So you say, but it's a funny example, might be a trivial example, but it is an example nonetheless. You'd say on Pētak, you'd say we'd never eat meat, right? Pētak was always meatless. As a Catholic, you wouldn't eat it. Then afterwards, it doesn't matter, eat meat. And then they go, it comes through when religion gets thrown away and it's all a bunch of bullshit. And then they come back and they say, oh, it's actually good not to eat meat on Monday. Let's have meatless Mondays. So as long as it's not, part of any sort of religious, have any religious basis, That's fine. Let's have meatless Mondays. And I swear that it's these little things that are changing the world and where the whole world's fucked up. Let's do the same thing, but do it our way.
Yeah, that.
You know, like that's
Speaking of diversity, Spolch, remember the Queensland Premier, Anastasia Palaszczuk?
Yes,
Anastasia
yeah,
Palaszczuk.
I do.
Recently,
Yeah.
she's hooked up with a bloke who looks like a great citizen, Dr. Rafiz or whatever his name is up there in Queensland, who's
Right.
currently on some alleged charges as well. Her name's actually Anastasia Palaszczuk. She's of Ukrainian descent,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Ali, diversity in Australia
Yeah.
dictates that she should be called Anastasia Palaszczuk.
Palaszczuk.
So here we have Miloir Dejanay,
Yeah.
who plays for the Australian national team. Miloir Dejanay. I go, we've got a Frenchman in the team. I go, thank good, or maybe a Belgian. I go, maybe he's from New Caledonia. I don't know. Miloir Dejanay. In his, the SBS put out these clips of all the players to tell us about their backgrounds.
Yes.
Yeah, you had Irakunda, you had Toure, you had Tetayengi, Babaroga, you had all of them in there. Miloir Dejanay says he fled his birthplace in Knin, Croatia.
Wow.
Now, the Batuta Advocate during the week, they're a piss take satire newspaper, or whatever you want to call it, on Facebook, said that local man worried that Australian team has too few Croatian surnames at this World Cup, right? But we've got one in there. Well, Tony Popovic, who chose not to cap Adrian Segicic and also did not take Ante Šuto to the World Cup. We've got one Crow in there at least coaching, but we also now have Miloir Dejanay.
Yes.
Former Frenchman who now says he was born in Knin, Croatia.
Wow.
As an 18-month-old baby, he lived as a refugee in Serbia until we moved. So he went from being a Croat to living in Serbia until they moved to Australia. So he's, interesting character, quite a checkered background, let's say. Being born in Croatia, living in Serbia, coming to Australia.
He never used to say that before, which is actually interesting.
No, it's interesting play on words. But then one other one that popped up on social media this week was Lucy Zelic.
Wow.
So Lucy Zelic.
Talk about 180.
She has the 360, 180, whatever you want to call it, 720. Has come full circle. Lucy now, most of her time, she spends either on Sky News or I think on 2GB. Right. And is becoming quite well known and respected as a conservative commentator. So let's say traditional values, conservative, particularly strong in the women's rights movement here in Australia.
Okay.
Where she believes that trans rights are trumping women's rights.
Yes.
And has been very vocal on it, has copped a lot of criticism, obviously, from this woke left. But not that long ago, Lucy wasn't quite as conservative as she is today.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people now circulating this clip of her on SBS.
Yes.
Sitting next to our old mate, Craig Foster.
Yes.
Talking about SBS and what benefits it brings to the Australian community and how strongly she feels about it. But then on Sky News a couple of days ago, only whatever it was during the week, was probably agreeing with sentiments that places like SBS, ABC should be scrapped and defunded and whatever else. So
what does it come down to? Whoever's paying your paycheck? Or?
Could be. People change their sometimes people change. People grow, mature. Holly Valance.
Yes.
Famous Serbian actress from Neighbours.
Yes.
Bogdanovic or whatever her real surname
is.
Has gone full conservative.
Vukadinovic
or
something like
Vukadinovic or whatever the hell her name is.
Like
she has gone full conservative after marrying a billionaire, divorcing him, taking a fair chunk of his fortune, and now has the money to afford to be a conservative because she can't be cancelled anymore because she's got the cash. Lucy Zelic, who spoke well on Sky News on Paul Murray Live.
She did.
Said that both of my brothers have played, and her husband have played for Australia in some form or another for the national team and all those sorts of things, but never has this diversity business been brought up and basically discredited the efforts of everybody involved in saying that it's this notion of diversity that won the game rather than the actual merits and the effort put in by the players.
Or people actually playing for the love of the country.
Exactly right.
Regardless of where they came from, because we all came from somewhere, every single one of us.
Exactly right. Now, the last muka I've got, the last
even before we go to that, it's actually interesting when you're talking about this whole left-wing thing and the latte drinking socialists and the millionaire socialists and all these things they propagate. There's one joke, it reminds me of, I think, two Russians that were sitting. And Hughesy's made what a turnaround that one is. Hughes Poludio. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. It's actually on
Tell me why.
board. He used to be a full-on lefty, right? He was there. He was full on there with the Channel 10 and ABC crew, propagating all that fucking rubbish. But now all of a sudden he's done a U-turn because he's got assets. He has houses. He can't now benefit from negative gearing anymore. He's going to get hit with capital gains taxes. All of these things, they're actually hurting his back pocket, which sort of reminded me of two Russians that got together, and and one of them was like a massive, Bolshevik and part of the party, and he goes, my comrade, we works. This is the way the world's got to go. And his friend goes, well, if you have two houses, would you give me one house? He goes, of course I would, comrade. Of course I would. I don't need two houses. I only have one family. You need to live somewhere as well. We're comrades. We live in this together. You can have one of my houses. What if you had two cars? Would you give me one? Of course. Of course. We travel together as a family. When we go down to the proletariat, we're all in the one car. You can have the other larder. No problem. He goes, if you have two chickens, would you give me one of your chickens? No. He goes, why? You said you'd give me a house. You'd give me why won't you give me a chicken? He goes, I've got two chickens. And that's where he is at the moment, because he has two chickens and he doesn't want to give away one of his chickens. And that's where the fucking problem is. All right.
If anybody turned on YouTube yesterday, went to Football Victoria at 3 p.m. and watched Melbourne Serbia versus Melbourne Knights.
Yeah.
The state
exhilarating game of football.
The state of the pitch. Knights went down 2-0, so it's not sour grapes, right?
No,
it's
all right. If they won the game, doesn't matter.
If you don't score a goal, the other team scores a goal, you lose the game.
That's it.
Ali, for the referee at 1 o'clock or the inspector or whoever it was to go there at 1 p.m. and say that pitch that they played on was playable is an absolute disgrace.
Yes,
and that's all you need to know about Australian football.
It's fucking disgrace.
That's only a snapshot off the bloody YouTube there. There was more Piesak on that ground than you will find at Bondi. Right?
Yeah.
Absolute unplayable. I'll guarantee you now, the next home game Melbourne's going to be a play. It'll be postponed or it'll be played at a neutral venue. But because it was Melbourne Knights yesterday, they will force to play on that ground.
Right.
That is,
it's incredible.
Take that one to the bank.
That's over Menamuchi. I'll tell you what, because this game needs to get played behind closed doors. Now, if anyone was at the reverse fixture that was at Summer Street, Melbourne Knights versus Melbourne Serbia, it was, fantastic atmosphere. There wasn't a huge amount of Serbs that came out, maybe, 50 to 100 of them, whatever. But they came out, they chanted, they said some, bullshit, whatever chants. It was all fine. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You're not going to hurt my feelings. You can call us whatever you want. I don't give a shit. And the same thing from the other side, right? All good. Everyone went home. No one got destroyed. There was no barricades that were down. No one got, assaulted. No one was sexually assaulted. There was no fucking problem. They went out, saw their supporters went into the VIP area, bought drinks. Everything was fine. No one touched them. It was all normal and civilized, because at the end of the day, we're all civilized people. But there were still complaints. There were still huge things. So we still have to go on a bond. So Melbourne Knights, I don't know if anyone's aware of this, and I don't know if it's actually common knowledge or whether anyone wants to know it's common knowledge, but you might as well put it out there. So if anyone does any sort of nethead or fucking stupidity out there, they can't go in there ignorant saying, I didn't know. Both the Knights and Dinamo are on 12-month bonds. They can lose 3 points if there's another incident. 3 points. So they're going to do it because they did it to Dandy City, lost 4 points because someone threw a fucking flare on the pitch, even though there was 9,000 people in attendance, and we've talked about this and what a successful night. Now, the reverse fixture against Melbourne Serbia was a successful night. There was 2,500 people there, or whatever it was, in excess of that. Fantastic atmosphere, regardless of, any Fitzroy or whatever they are now, supporter could have come out. They couldn't say anything. They'll say, you know what, everything was done correctly, and everyone went home and they lost the game and bad luck. But no, someone had a Zadom spremni fucking shell. So, no, there's racism here. And then there was apparently homophobic comments made at a soccer game. Oh my God, heaven forbid. At a soccer game, someone would hurl abuse, or say any number of stupid things. I've heard stupid things said everywhere. But if you do it at the soccer game, it's the end of the world. So now these clubs And Heidelberg and Preston did the same thing. So Preston goes, we're not risking our supporters to go out to Heidelberg because we might lose points again. You've taken 6 points off us already. If we go out there, if there's any sort of net, you're going to take 3 points off us. So, yeah, you know what? Play behind closed doors. We're not sending any supporters out there because we know you're going to pick on any little bullshit. Exactly. And some little bullshit's going to occur. 1,000, 2,000 people come out. There's always one dickhead who's going to do something stupid. Big deal. It's a soccer game. Fucking hell. Grow up, mate. You know?
With Preston's in a bigger predicament than we are.
Huge. Because they've got so much to lose. And they're doing so. But they're getting hit harder than anyone else. And now you brought up a few examples with the Federation a few weeks ago. We won't even go into that. But anyway, on those reverse fixtures, so we can't go and play over there. So even Melbourne Serbia said, we're not going to let our supporters come down because they're probably in a similar predicament. I don't know. And say, you know what, we don't bring out anyone here because we're going to lose points. This is where this league is at because this federation is so worried about what anyone's going to say in the fucking grandstand. But you allow players to go out and stand on that fucking shit and run on that where you can break an ankle or knee just by turning. Doing something like that is fucking disgraceful. So you've got no regard for player welfare because you're so worried about someone yelling out something from the stand, hurting someone's feelings. This society is fucking lost it. Lost it. Everyone is fucked. Can everyone just fucking grow a fucking spine and move on? So what? You get abused. Fucking that's normal. This is football, mate. It's fucking normal. If it happens to the tennis, fucking get over it.
Everything you need to know, Spolge. I just got a text from Tony Topčić, president of Melbourne Knights. The under-20s and under-23 games today scheduled to play against Melbourne Serbia were both postponed. They were not played because obviously the conditions of this Melbourne Serbia's pitch. So under-20s and 23s, less than 24
it's
hours
not good
later,
enough for them to play on.
Can't play on it. There's been fuck all rain. It's not like it's been flooded, waterlogged or whatever.
But professional
Cancelled.
players.
Either the MPL or VPL, Melbourne, Croatia, playing against fucking Melbourne, Serbia, the game is postponed, has to be played, right? It's a disgrace. I said it a couple of weeks ago, the 2 new board directors that have been added to the FV are from a particular ethnic group. They want to talk about diversity. Go to Football Victoria and have a look at the diversity of their board and all of their senior positions within Football Victoria. It's a fucking disgrace.
It is a disgrace.
The clubs out there, the fucking clubs in Victoria need to get together and boot these fuckers out because this is bullshit.
And I know you're watching. But fucking listen, because this is a fucking disgrace to football in this country. You are ruining this game, what it can happen. You've ruined the A-League. I couldn't give a 2 fucks about the A-League. I hate the A-League. I hate fucking Melbourne Victory. I hate what they did to our club because I always keep saying the demise of NSL. The demise of NSL was solely who was responsible? David Hill's administration was responsible because they came in and undermined everything that any club ever did, particularly Melbourne Knights and Sydney Croatia. He didn't like any of the ethnic clubs, but he hated us more than anyone else. And he did that. But even at the end of it, when everything was fucking finished, Parramatta Power was on its knees and had fucking 16 people watching him. But there was still 2,500 people coming to watch Knights. There was still probably 4,000 or 5,000 people going to watch South Melbourne on any given fucking Sunday. But no, it all died. You know what died? Those clubs that you fucking formed, that you forcibly put into the NSL, they fucked the NSL. That's what fucked it. And then you created the Melbourne Victory and you created whatever, the A-League. No way, Melbourne Victory comes as success. They got active support. Kids are going out, thousands of them jumping up and down, and I can relate and I'll say, okay, no worries. You found it passionate, you're fighting for Melbourne, whatever. But that manufactured passion died very quickly. And it died particularly when you killed that fucking active support as well. So you don't even want the game to flourish even there. You undermine it there. You people are fucking stupid. You people can't run a fucking brothel, let alone a soccer league. This is
and they talk about the tolerant left. The tolerant left in Australia, they're the ones that are bringing us to the enlightened side of politics and telling us how to behave. And if you don't agree with them, you're a jubber, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're an extremist. David Hill's a failed Labor candidate. In 1998, he ran for a Labor seat and failed. He's an English immigrant who came here and has not really worked in any private sector job. He's been a public sector employee pretty much his whole life, from the ABC to whatever else. Ran for politics on the left of politics. And they're the tolerant ones. Or nas mrzi is not
That's right.
Right? And people like that are the ones today telling us to embrace diversity.
Because diversity was no good then.
Yeah.
But even when he said, change your name to Melbourne, Liverpool. But isn't that a foreign name?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong? Does this fucking compute? Does this make sense? In what fucking universe does this make sense? You know what? You got to abandon this league. I'm looking at this pitch now on that screen. That is a fucking disgrace. I'm surprised no one got injured. I'm surprised no one came off there with a broken ankle or a knee or something worse. What is wrong with this federation? You want to let people play football there, but you're watching what every single person in the grandstand saying, because they might say something, a homophobic slur. Fuck me dead. You know what? There's people out there of various intelligences in the grandstand. People who are very much on the spectrum and might say something fucking ridiculous because they don't know any better. But you will now kill an entire community or something that a community has been working for 70 plus years, or any other club, because of what one guy who's on the spectrum fucking doesn't know any better. What's wrong with this place?
You know what I know? Is Melbourne City still in the Dockery Cup or in the FFA Cup? If they are, imagine now they do the draw next week, FFA Cup, round of 32. Melbourne City are hosting South Melbourne Hellas. Do you reckon the Football Federation of Victoria, Australia would let South Melbourne Hellas play on that pitch?
No chance.
That is a genuine, honest question.
No
Do you
chance.
think if Hellas had to play Melbourne City tomorrow in a Victorian fixture, in a Victorian context, would Football Federation on the day the referee would say, yes, we'll play on this? I'll guarantee you 3,000% that
chance.
Hellas would never play on that fucking pitch.
chance.
The game will be played at Bob Jane.
They'll let Preston play there.
Anyway, Preston would be forced to play on it.
I'll tell you,
They want to make that Preston's home ground if they could. You know what I mean? It's a fucking disgrace.
Is a
They've
disgrace.
stacked the cards, the books, whatever you want to call it, and soccer in Victoria is just plodding along, and we're at the mercy of a federation. And then you got Craig Foster.
Yeah.
During the weekend, we've got 7,500 people at Federation Square fucking watching Australia. Where's the funding? Federal government and state governments give more funding to football in this country. Give football nothing. Give them. How much money do these federations make from fees of kids in it? We're the highest fucking cost sport in the country. I reckon you could go into fucking Formula One.
It's
And
incredible.
it's cheaper than sending a kid to play juniors. Fucking
$2,500, $3,000 to send your child to play soccer.
Half of it goes to the federation. Što je više treba? Oh, give them another $100 million, where they have a property that they own, but then they go and rent down on St Kilda Road instead and spend $300,000 a year to rent a fucking office, but they own a property in fucking inner city Melbourne, St Kilda, whatever it is. Then they're forced to sell that because they can't pay the fucking rent. Yeah, boy, this is it's criminal. Što te muči spol? It is criminal. It gives me muke even thinking about it. This is an absolute disgrace. I don't even know how you get these people out. There's sometimes you get to those point where you go, pusti or kurats, because how do we get them out?
The A-League's broken. NPL's broken. VPL's fucking certainly broken. Even when they were there in their halcyon days, when Frank Lowy was there and he was like the saviour of football here for the second time, because he came here, fucked the NSL. He came in, started NSL, wanted to dictate everything. His club, Sydney fucking City, were an absolute disgrace. They had a good team on paper, but they didn't have 15 people watching them. Okay, they won championship, but they won again. Did they inspire anyone in the local community? No, they did not. But anyway, comes in, makes the A-League. They're going to go in for a World Cup bid. What's a World Cup bid? Their legacy. Where are you going to play these games? Yep, we're going to have a World Cup. We're going to play it at the MCG, a cricket/football ground. Adelaide Oval, a cricket/football ground. Gabba / a cricket.
Wacker.
Well, whatever it was, the Wacker back, no, it wasn't Wacker at the time, whatever it was, that Perth, whatever they got, even Perth Oval, whatever it is. The only soccer ground that was there, I think, was or like a rectangular ground, was Suncorp Stadium, and the one in Sydney. Actually, there wasn't even Suncorp. They weren't even going to redevelop Suncorp Stadium. That was the one that got me so puzzled. We're going to redevelop the Gabba. Fuck Suncorp Stadium. You've got a rectangular stadium, but we're going to redevelop a round stadium there. The only one was that Olympic Stadium in Sydney. And you're saying we deserve the World Cup in Australia.
You got one vote.
What are you doing for the infrastructure of the game? You're fucking helping the infrastructure of cricket and AFL. What the fuck? And you're fit to tell us what's right for fucking football or not. But FIFA has allowed this shit to happen for fucking 20 years as well. They're playing. They said, "Oh no, we got to do this. We got to rejig it." They've had 20 years to rejig the game. Look where it is now.
No relegation.
They're getting NSL crowds now anyway. That's where the crowds are at. The
New Zealand teams winning your league.
New Zealand teams are winning your league.
A New Zealand team won your league.
Unbelievable. You're going to tell me you know what to do? You know how to run this game? Fuck me dead.
And then you want to come back now with your little Sherpa to get water out of the well from the people that you've burned for the last 20 years and say, why don't you support it? Why don't you back it? Why aren't you happy for the diversity in our national team? I'm not happy about anything that these people have written this week in the newspapers. That gave me muka and made me angry and made me resentful. Bitterness came back up. I said, why is it? Someone asked me, why are you like this? Because I'm bitter. I'm fucking bitter. Seriš po meni, but you want me to jesti govna over here.
Yeah.
No, I'm not happy. In the end,
because you're a shit migrant.
That's right.
I'm a shit migrant. We're shit migrants.
So yeah, we're you know what it is? Nije govno, nego se pas posra. You're a migrant, but you're not a migrant. My parents are migrants, fair enough, and I use the story. My parents came here as migrants. They've got a fucking sob story too. They fled communism. My grandparents were fucking ostracized and banned from work, and some did Križni put and whatever else. But that's just not the story we want to hear now. It doesn't fit the narrative of modern Australia. It didn't fit the fucking narrative 50 years ago when my parents came here either. Where the fuck do we fit then?
It's one word, mate.
Where do we fit in this country then?
We don't fit. We don't fit because we're unwanted. Even though when you're a success, you're the most successful Socceroos team in history. You don't talk about. We don't talk about what the crux of that team came from. The majority, what country they come from? No. One word: agenda. Fucking agenda, mate. That's the word. And you can't tell me there's anything because there are just so many examples. It happens time and time again every week, and you can't say, "Oh, there's nothing innocent in this shit," because you've seen it happening for decades. This is not an overnight thing. We're talking about an A-League that started back in 2005 or whatever. I think it was 2005, 2004.
And they claimed that they got Australia to the World Cup in 2006.
Oh, yeah.
A-League came in and we got qualified. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. And the development of players. We're going to get rid of AIS. There's Frank Lowy. There's your savior of football. We had AIS that was like one of the most successful sporting development operations in this country. Let's take the money that was funded from there and give it to the A-League clubs. Yeah. And we're going to develop players.
Central Coast is going to give us another Joe
Who did they develop? What did they do?
Adam Griffiths. They gave us Adam Griffiths and who was the other one? Brosk. Oh, no, he played at Marconi before he played at Sydney as well. Who did they give us?
But this was you're talking NSL players, mate.
Absolutely no, but they were, man. When I saw former NSL players on billboards on Hoddle Street advertising for Melbourne Victory, the blokes that sat on the bench in the NSL are now on a billboard on Hoddle Street, Clifton Hill, advertising Melbourne Victory in the A-League. Yeah, scored a povratio under the bridge there at the overpass. I nearly spewed in my own mouth, and I said, "This suck a chance to whoever buys this bullshit." It was marketing genius for the morons because they bought it, they hook, line, and sinker, and they went to watch the same hack that we watched 2 weeks ago at Olympic Village, right? On the bench, on a billboard, on Hoddle Street, in a Melbourne.
The future of soccer.
Yeah. Not as you know
it. Not as it football, but not as you know it.
Yeah.
Fucking, you're damn right.
Oh, and then
you're damn right.
And then make me, I'm not allowed to wave my flag, but you're going to force me to listen to the Scottish anthem with new lyrics.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And say this is diversity.
That's right. Melbourne, Liverpool, man.
Yeah. You're going to have a coach who speaks an English that I don't understand. You have a captain who was accused of some form of match fixing or whatever it was, betting on games. I don't understand the word he said at press conference. And kit, which basically reflects that of either Glasgow Rangers or fucking Scotland itself.
Yeah.
Toya embracing diversity. Yeah. Everyone's welcome. I'm not fucking welcome there.
No, that's
I wasn't even welcome in the fucking old league. I'm not welcome in the new one. So that's where we missed out. We're like Gen X. Well, we are both Gen X, where we've in between. You've got the boomers and you've got the millennials or whatever. Us in between are just fucking great matter.
Gorno in the between.
Nishta, exactly. And that's this, the whole now, this debate around diversity, it made me ill.
No, it does. And because there's a reason behind it. It's not now about bigotry. It's not about, this is about decades of being pushed down and saying your opinion and your values do not matter. You don't count. You are worth less than everything else. And now they're saying even more so because they're doing it. They're getting migrants and refugees. Many of what we were as well, but our type of refugees and our type of migrants weren't good enough. These ones are better.
Yeah.
Why?
And then to be called a racist or a bigot. All right, fair enough.
You tell me, Husey. You tell me. Would you give me one of your chickens, mate?
Ali, how many times have I said that these people will one day realise? They will realise, right? And you see now, I've seen some research data that's come out as well, is that they're going into inner city Australia now, inner Melbourne, inner Sydney, and all that, where it used to be Greens fucking in their hemp pants and bullshit and walking around their dogs, poodles, and fucking eating fucking soybeans or whatever.
Yep. Nice.
There's been a turn in the mood.
Yeah.
Where people have changed. They're not voting traditionally as they had before for Greens, for whatever. And they're finding that children of migrants are amongst the most vocal against the current system that we're seeing here in this country. Children of migrants, and I've said it from day one. One day, the children of migrants, the ones that you said that have been pushed down, shit on for fucking decades, are the ones that will save this country from itself. Crows, Greeks, Italians, Maltese, Polish, whatever. We are the ones that will pull this country out of the shit that it's gotten into. Where you've got a 16-year-old kid allegedly sexually assaulting fucking people at Federation Square at 3 o'clock in the morning watching Australia play the US. Where you got machete attacks every fucking day. Another gangland bloke murdered fucking last night here in Melbourne somewhere. Yeah, fuck you done. Stabbings, murders, carjackings, house invasions. Yeah, but I don't see any fucking aunties and yours being dragged before the fucking children's court for jumping into someone's house and smacking them with fucking machetes. And we're governor. We're bigots, we're racists, we're extremists. Vi ste govna, vi ste racisti, vi ste bigots. Jebama ja mater. I nešto vi meni fucking reći ko sam I što sam ja. We love Australia. We are monocultural, yes. We are multicultural. In my podroom, it's my culture. Outside this podroom, you fit in or you fuck off. That's how it works. You don't like it out there, pack up, go back to where you came from, or go back into your fucking podroom and live there. Right? No one's ever said we can't be what we want to be. And if you don't respect what goes on in this country, the laws, the fucking values, the traditions and whatever, you can fuck off.
Simple, mate.
Today, tomorrow, whenever you want. Now, if that's racist, too fucking bad. We've copped racism our whole lives.
Yeah.
Right? We wore it. We're resilient. We fucking still love this country more than any other fuckwit that fucking walks on his fucking continent. You don't like it? Acha, celebrate what you are. Your heritage doesn't change. Your ethnicity doesn't change. Ali, culture, outside of these four walls, embrace it. If you don't, bad luck. Ali, it doesn't mean you have to support, even if you don't want to support the Socceroos, you don't have to. Yeah? Because they made us turn on these people. We turned on the cricket team when they rejected some sponsorship. The netball team rejected sponsorship. Yeah? Socceroos are going down that same path of woke bullshit. They're being sucked into it. Yep. And they think it's popular because it's on Twitter. Near popular. Do the right thing. Love your country. Play for your shirt. Leave all your shit at the door when you get into that dressing room. I don't want to know about your fucking sob stories. Tell me about sob stories fucking when you get home and when you've won the World Cup. Don't tell me about your sob stories after you win one game against Turkey who's on their way home because they fucking rubbish. Yeah. Right? Simple. Easy. There you go. Someone here says I actually buried for Turkey against Australia. Right? My third least favourite after the Serbs and the English. That's pretty fucking harsh. Ali, you get to that point.
But you get it because you got the muck at you.
I had a meltdown a number of weeks ago where I said there were times where I hope Melbourne Knights lost games. Yeah, I was that bitter. That you everything's out the window. And that's what they're making me do now with the Australian national team. It's making me bitter. It's making me angry. They never in this shit. Mate, volley. I want to love it. I love it. Ali, mate, they're making it fucking hard to love.
Me too.
Yeah.
I remember 30 years ago when there was 5,000 people to go watch the Socceroos. And you know what? Half of them were us.
That's right.
Yeah, half of them were us.
Then I went to Australia, Uruguay, 2001 or whatever it was. 95,000 people. Yeah. But again, it was all wogs. It was wogs. There wasn't no diversity there other than if you're Southeastern European, it was 90,000 people in that crowd. Nico, no one ever told people not to go to games. They just didn't like it. It was wog ball. And now, well, what is it now? It's no longer wog ball. What is it now?
Yeah, it's diversity ball.
I don't know, even Stojevic, man. It's not football. But Ali Spolch, there you go. That's what a shit segment. That was just giving me. It's taken 3 years off my life.
But you know what? Look, at the end of the day, look, do what you want. I don't care. But what I care about, what bothers me the most is what happens with my community, what happens with our clubs, and I see what they do. They're forcing our clubs to play on that cow paddock. Yeah, there'd be stock or stuff. You're telling them not to. That's a fucking disgrace. You know, let professionals, people that get paid to play on that. Seriously, it's not even against Melbourne Serbia or whatever. This is that is not fit for fucking under fives. Kids
You
that
couldn't,
can fall
you couldn't
over.
find a 10 by 5 meter space on that ground where you could put some cones up and kick a ball.
Come on, mate. It's fucking disgraceful.
Chovik, yeah. Someone like Peter Finger, what about the ref in the Socceroo versus USA game? Banned for 6 months for match fixing, but then refs at the World Cup. Peter Finger, he refed both teams. Sakati should have been sent off for that tackle that he got a yellow card for. He started that bloke in the back of the calf in slow motion. He should have been red carded. So the Americans could have said, well, why wasn't he red carded? This bloke got done for match fixing or whatever. Australia's rubbish.
Yeah.
Right? He put the 2 goal scorers from the first game on the bench. Right? Adrian Segicic never got capped.
Yeah.
Ante Schluter wasn't called up. You're playing Matthew Leckie, Jasen Brziodnjega.
Yeah.
Right? Chovik hasn't played 3 games in 7 years. Harry Sutar, 7'12", probably should have got a scholarship at the University of Hawaii and been a competition for Marta Cholina to get a game.
Yeah.
Who else he got in there?
There's
Aziz Beach.
There's them. You got to neglect them. But
I don't know what we beat Turkey. We thought we'd beaten Brazil. You beat Turkey. Turkey's out of the competition.
yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
they're
They lost to a 10-man Paraguay.
No, Turkey's a disgrace. Actually, Turkish football's in all sorts at the moment. I know that the under 21s or something played Turkey maybe about 3-4 months ago in Varaždin, and they smashed Turkey. I think it was like 3-4-0 or something like that. But the Turks were turning on everyone. It was everyone's fault. It was the referee's fault. They're pushing everyone. They're cracking souks. They were fucking rolling around on the ground, having a bloody tantrum. And that started with the coaches. So they've got a problem at the head of football, let alone, you know, like they said, a fish rots from the head.
Yeah.
And
So
that head's rotting there. Big
technically,
time.
anyone can really qualify now to the next round because you've got 8 third-place teams going through as well. So, yeah, really, you're going to have some teams in there that in any other normal World Cup wouldn't have gone
there's
anywhere near it.
48, whatever it is, 48 teams.
Ali,
The quarter of the world is at
You
this
know,
World
it
Cup.
does capture people's imaginations. It's the World
Yeah.
Cup, and everyone gets caught up in it and thinks, yes, we can, because in 2006 we should have beaten Italy and we should have gone and fucking played the semi-finals, whatever.
Yeah.
This isn't the same team as 2006.
No, it's
How these teams, to me, it boggles the mind. How some of these Australian teams have even qualified for a World Cup in the last couple of cycles, I don't know.
Actually, you know what? I'll ask you a question.
I
though. We're on
don't,
this
how
World
bad
Cup.
is Asia that some of these teams have qualified?
Yeah.
I don't get it. They're terrible.
2006 World Cup. 7 players out of that squad are Croatian. Realistically, right? Or of Croatian extraction. Realistically, you could have put on a whole team in that generation of Croatian extraction. You could have put a keeper on. Oh, Frank Juric could have been on there, who wasn't there. Oh, actually, no, because you had Didulica who went defected to Croatia, but he could have been a goalkeeper for Australia. Okay, Schwarzer was the preferred one, but I'm saying you could have got someone in every position that had some sort of extraction of Croatian, you know, or was of Croatian descent, playing out there and would have been a fantastic team, right? I don't know now if you could have an NPL team, one team that with just Croatian players. What's happened? What's changed in the last 20 years? And I don't know. This is an honest question. Because what's happened? You've got a team. Al Nader could have filled up a whole Socceroo squad. Now we can't fill up a whole NPL squad. And I know I've talked to people. I said, come on, let's name players. And mate, struggling to get 11 players.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Spolge, is it before we had 2 clubs at the highest level in the country and it was more aspirational, more kids wanted to make it, wanted to play NSL, maybe get out of Australia and play overseas. Then now our clubs are all at best at an NPL level.
Maybe.
And if you can get out, and also another one is how hard is it getting out of the NPL into the A-League? Because instead of picking a good 18-year-old kid like an Oli Dragicevic, they're going to go get some 40-year-old Grk from Panathinaikos because they think they might pull an extra 200 South Melbourne fans to come
sell
watch
extra
Melbourne
tickets.
Victory. Yeah, or a Bruno Fornaroli or whatever, or fucking
Or whatever.
Dwight
that's
York.
right. Yeah.
Shepard. Yeah. That's part of it. Ethnic cleansing, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know.
There's
The pathways are gone, maybe. You know, there's no AIS. They've got no, like you said, you had a pathway direct to the top competition before in, you know, Knights or Sydney United. You know, like Dinamo, how many Dinamo players came from Dinamo and ended up in the Knights because it was basically just another Melbourne Croatia, you know?
money. Well, there you go. It's another one. Someone just sent through money. Could we?
Well, if
The
you
money's
people
not
know,
the
I don't
same as
know.
what it was.
You know, I don't know. Does it go from there? I don't know. You know, is it playing enough Croatian kids in the juniors? I don't know. I honestly don't know. These are hypothetical, but it just got me thinking. I'm going, in 20 years, we've gone from, you know, basically you could form a whole national team to now you can't even fill up an NPL team. That I don't know. It's
So just for
a little bit
reference, just for
concerning.
verbal reference, I've received some photos of the state of Melbourne Serbia's pitch today, right? I'm looking at them. I'll show you, Spolge, as well. You'll have to take our word for it. We're not going to share these images. But if you can see the close-up images of what their ground looks like, looks like Konyi have run over it.
Actually, I'm going to try. I'm going to put this one up against. I don't know. Tell me if you can see.
No, I think it's for reference only, Spolge. I think it's not for public
no,
consumption.
really?
Ali,
Oh,
it's
Why?
horrible.
Why would you hide that?
it
Can you
is
see that?
on
That's.
Bosch
Are you
Satchway.
serious?
That
Are you
is
serious? What year 8 fucking high school team?
that looks like an aqueduct. I don't even know what you would possibly call that. It is a disgrace. There's an agenda as to why you would be forced to play on that while nobody else is forced to play on that. And the result is what it is. Knights are still in second place. They're still in a
No,
pretty
still
good
a second.
position.
Yeah, look, luckily
Still in a pretty
Brunswick
good position
Gilbert
to
got
get
smashed
promoted.
by Bulleen, and
That's right.
but they're only
Knights have got
two
Bulleen on
points
Friday.
behind.
Knights have got Bulleen on Friday night. I think it is as well. So Bulleen, well, obviously smashed Brunswick Juventus at Brunswick, who are third on the table. So that's a decent scalp for them. Knights have to come out. A bit of a slump. I'd call it a mid-season slump.
Yeah, I know that's definitely a slump, but I think there's a week off this week, I believe.
Is it?
Because it's now, I think, 18 rounds. So now the window opens up. I believe that's if. So probably a good time to have that mid-year whatever catch-up round break thing. So that's look, even if to add one or two players into the team would be an ideal time now, but it's probably a great time to just to regroup and see what's wrong or what's happening and refocusing on what's happening, because a draw against now a very struggling North Sunshine away, obviously a loss to Brunswick Juve and a loss now to Serbia on yesterday. So it wasn't.
Ali, look, it could be because fitness loading, could be anything. Yeah, you don't jump on the bandwagon like we used to in the old days. Oh no, sack everybody. Sack coach, blah, blah, blah.
They've been flying until now.
Patience is
But, yeah.
required. You can drop a few games. Luckily, they could afford to drop a couple of games, still stay in second.
That's right.
Yes, Northcote's now escaped by a couple of extra points.
So 4 points in front,
Yeah,
I believe.
Ali, you still got to play Northcote. You still got to play a fair few.
But you got to play
teams.
Northcote away as well.
That's right. So they're the ones, the crunch games. That's where push comes to shove. You need to get those points. Everyone would love to see them get promoted. But Sydney United's back into a Waratah Cup final.
They're flying. Absolutely.
They are going. How'd they go? They play NPL game?
They won today. They won
again.
against the Raiders
How many
today.
games did they won this season? Yeah, they had a slump as well, but they've won a bucket load of games this year, United. I'll tell you what, it seems every week they're playing, feels like they're playing 2 games a week, and they're winning everything as well there. Raiders got a win as well. Adelaide Raiders 1-0
they
away
did
from home.
Yeah, very,
Western
very
Knights.
big win and they're back on top. But I
saw
think
the Western Knights singing the song. I think that was their Rezzies. I'm not sure how their seniors.
they were 4-4, but
Went-
they came back again.
4-4 draw.
4-4 draw.
Jesus.
I think they were down 2 or 3-0. Came back, got up 4-3, but then copped a goal at the end. I was going to say they're the comeback kings, but they did cop a goal late on, and it was a draw. But still,
Western
Western
Knights
Knights doing
been
all right.
flicking through messages. There's messages saying, well done, what you said. Other people might later send messages saying you're a blesser. For
Oh,
both
look,
of
there's
yous.
no doubt that's fine. But I think we're all, thankfully, I think in this country entitled to your own opinion, and I think didn't just start saying that. I think there was a little bit of merit to what we were saying because there's experience there, and you've seen that happening, and you gave it the benefit of the doubt. We said that when the demise of NSL, you go, okay, well, we're fucked. Okay, it's no good. You started going. You know what? The A-League started. It started like fucking all guns
How's on
blazing.
fire?
But so did that Big Bash. And look how the Big Bash is flying now as
that
well.
one Melbourne team's going to
Mate.
merge into the other Melbourne team. They're
Mate.
proper.
At the end
Western
of the day,
Sydney Wanderers were flying. They'll be shown overseas. Look at their
Yeah.
supporters. Pyro, they're all there. And now they're MacArthur. Did you see the stories about MacArthur this week? About the spending of their executives and all that sort of stuff. These people think they're at Real Madrid. They're buying utes. They're going business class, flying here, there. They've got 500 people at their games.
yeah.
But that's how it is. It's reflective of the country we live in. There's no accountability in this country anymore. Do whatever the fuck you want. It's not my money. Koga jebe, aj, troši. Ajmo first class, business class, pravite se ko like we're millionaires. Gladna gospoda. You haven't got $2 to rub together, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, but that didn't matter before because there was so much money. Look, it's a richer country. Like you go in Croatia, everyone talks about, it's all corruption, all this korumpirani, and you go, yeah, they are. There is. There's you know what? There's corruption in every single country in the world. There's corruption in this country as well. But it didn't hurt because it was money.
That's right. The lucky
now all of a sudden, Victoria owes more money than the rest of the whole country put together. The state's broke. Sad bully. Now they're going on 60 minutes and they're trying to point the finger and see who's responsible. I'll tell you who's responsible, the fuckheads that are running the fucking state.
We had here, right? If you're not in Victoria, we had a program where they put bins for people to hand in their machetes of their own free will. So if you're a criminal who's gone into people's homes, kicked in their front doors, hacked people in the streets of the city, and bailed out that same evening and then go and do the same thing tomorrow. We had bins placed all over the state at police stations where you could come, bring your machete, which you just carry around, and put into this bin amnesty.
Don't like those big brotherhood bins for those of you that are interstate.
It was revealed today or yesterday that the Victorian government purchased machetes to make commercials about the machete bins where they wanted these machetes.
No way.
Yes. Machetes were purchased to make the commercials about asking people to put their machetes into these bins.
I know that they said they found machetes that still had the tag on it.
Yeah, that's right. They were probably the ones and then these commercials were filmed in New South Wales, apparently. It is Twilight Zone time in Australia, in Victoria, wherever you are.
How much did those machete bins cost? Because they saw what they're talking about. These people that manufacture these types of bins, they usually cost $12,000 to $15,000. What was the cost of each one? It was in excess of $300,000 each.
It ended up in the millions of dollars for however many.
Bins. Each one was something $300,000 to $350,000 for one bin that costs about let's say $30,000 to fucking manufacture. But they $300,000.
And we still don't know how many were collected. But either way.
But it was a massive success.
Ali, that's reflecting the corruption starts from the top and goes all the way down to 3 o'clock yesterday, where Melbourne Knights are forced to play on a ground that is under sand.
Yeah.
Looked like it had been sand. Looked like there were floods there. Looked like a dry creek bed in the Northern Territory, right? And you're forced to play. That's the sort of corruption we're facing here in Victoria at a local football level, and it goes all the way to the very, very top. All parties.
And I want to make it perfectly clear, to quote our great leader, perfectly clear, this is not party politics, because sve govno. Whether you're Labour, Liberal, to sve smrdi.
Don't even start local government. We don't even go to local councils and all
They're
that.
all shit.
Because
the problem is they all go from fucking uni straight into their job. They never had a fucking normal job in their lives. Why don't give a fuck again? Liberal, Labour, smrdi. They are fucking govno.
So, Spolge, thank you everyone for participating in our newest segment.
If you're wondering, šta nas muči?
Our newest.
Što te muči? Što te muči? Što te muči?
There you go. I think plenty of smuchi Spolge, and we got it all off our chest. We're good to go now. We are absolutely
feeling better?
flying. I think we got everything off the slides. Other than there was one more Spolge.
Was it? We missed the slide.
Our good friend, former Strathmore split, and still playing with the over 45s every now and then. Bella, Jason Balazinets turned up on this guy. What's his name? Terek the second. I think his name is Terek.
No, he's a Croatian boy because he's been at some of those youth nights. He takes photos. I've forgotten what his name is, but he's actually a really nice guy.
Terek the second looks like some sort of influencer guy who ended up on this bridge just down there off Flinders Street on the other side with Flinders Street Station. You got that bridge that sort of cuts across the Yarra, and he caught Bella. He goes on. There was this one clip where he catches Jason Balazinets on the phone talking to Katia. I'm hoping Katia is either his wife or his daughter. Otherwise, Bella, enjoy the Bachelor life, son. So that was good to see. If Terek the second is Nash, he caught up with another Nash on the bridge.
TC Nash
In CBD Melbourne. But Spolge, before we jump into the second part of the interview with Aidan and wrap up tonight's show, because we are definitely going to finish up earlier than what we did on 2 weeks ago,
Oh, the follow ball.
which was really, we went a little bit overboard.
Marla.
Just a little bit, by maybe 15 minutes over. We should have.
Look,
Ali,
10, maybe 10.
It was a massive night. Mr.
Hobson, Dash Hobson.
I think he left his anorak and a pair of glasses were found in here as well that don't belong to either me or Spolge. Could have been Joshko, could have been Eddie or Nev, or the new Mrs. Kolakušić, who was also in the studio. Maybe even Ivan Jurinovic, who was at the game in Dallas.
Was he?
He was there. He put a fair few photos up wearing his green and gold Croatia World Games
Oh,
jersey.
really? There you go.
And we've got yours still, Spolge, so both of ours are in that little cupboard over there.
Oh, okay, perfect.
We've got those, but it's been a massive 2 weeks. No doubt another massive 2 weeks ahead of us before we go live once again on, what will the date be in 2 weeks' time, Spolge? It's
21st. Today is actually, incidentally, the shortest day of the year. So the winter solstice, or the shortest day of the year here in the Southern Hemisphere, the longest day of the year over in the Northern Hemisphere. So really, I would say traditionally this is the first day of winter.
Yeah, it got dark real quick today, man. I'll tell you what, when Aidan walked out of the pod room, it was only like 5:30 or whatever it was. It was pitch black outside. I had to turn the lights on down the side of the house for him to be able to make his way to a car because it was full darkness and it wasn't too far after Pezzati, 5th of July, Spolge will be our next show. So Sunday, 5 July, we will be going live once again. It'll be episode 10. So we'll still get our good 20 episodes out this year. Last year we got 20 episodes out very quickly because we started in July and smashed them out till December. This year we're going to stagger it a bit. A lot of other commitments and stuff like that.
This year we're a bit sort of more laid back. We haven't got as much to say.
Exactly right. No, we're not. We've got no muke. We've got no gripes, no bitterness, no resentment.
Sve je dobro.
Sve
je dobro. Napokon na mjestu.
That song went off on Friday night, didn't it? Kako je dobro.
Yes, it did.
That's my favourite Major Minor cover. But tell us about your most recent cover, Dolby America.
Yeah, we thought, it was a good idea to release a song to coincide with the World Cup. Dolby Store America, the World Cup's in America, and you never know. Your Dolby Store America to win one of those trophy a bit like that. So, we start on that. We go, this is cooking. It sounded good. Let's record it, put it out. The response has been fantastic. A lot of great feedback. Get out on there. Get onto Spotify. Subscribe. I don't know. Do whatever you're supposed to do. Put it in your playlists. Share it with your friends. It's a good track. And played it there for the first time on Friday. Went well. So it's good. So far so good.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Spolge and the boys. But you know what?
Hopefully get a clip soon as well.
What I find refreshing, but at the same time, you guys have been around a long time, is that you still manage to find excitement in functions that you've done this. You've done it now well over, 20, 30 years at least, playing in bands, singing at Zabave, discos, whatever. Yeah. Mickey, George, even longer. Pinuk and Pete Cardum, younger. Yeah. So they're...
But look, even Pete's been there for about 16, 17
years.
So there you go.
But you still find things that you might feel down on a certain week. You can't be bothered. You're thinking about Dallas. I should have gone to the fucking game. We had 2 tickets able. Yeah. But then you turn up and it inspires you, It
does.
And that's after a long time in the game, you know what I mean? And I find the same whether it's at soccer or whatever. Sometimes you feel a bit shit about the community or there's things that disappoint you or whatever, and then you walk into a place and it rejuvenates you, it recharges your batteries for another 3 months, 6 months, 12 months or whatever it is. And that's when I see you guys, when I see Mickey talking about Friday night or the split Zabva or whatever it is, where what a buzz, and you still get that buzz, and that buzz isn't just coming from music and doing what you love doing, it's seeing what you're doing, making people happy, and then that feeds back into you guys, and it's
in this community that means so much to you. That's why we're standing here on a Sunday night talking about it, because it means a lot to us, it really does. And so going to a thing like that and seeing 300 kids there jumping on each other's shoulders, man, you go,
that's all
we've done something right. Yeah,
that's all we know. I was talking to people at work on Friday night, about their background. You've got an Egyptian Coptic, we've got a Greek girl, we've got an Italian guy from everywhere. There's a Turk. We all sit together at dinner time, whatever, at 9, 10 o'clock, and we're talking about their upbringings. Where'd you hang out? Do you go to Chevron? Do you go here, there, whatever? And I told them I don't know anything about the Crow community. I only went to Metro if it was a crow function. I only went to fucking anywhere if it was a crow function, really. Otherwise, I didn't really go to the Metro off my own bat. Or I didn't go. I went to Wayside. I went to. I didn't go to Redbacks. I was overseas. I went to Kilkenny's or whatever. Wherever there was a crow function, that's where I'd go.
Cooper's in.
I felt safe. Cooper's in. I felt safe. I knew everybody there. Someone always had your back. You can get mangled. You can pass out instead of people laughing at you and tipping drinks on you and drawing balls on your face.
You'd get home safely, mate.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's all I knew. And then some of these people go, that's how I was when I was younger. Then I sort of got mixed up and playing with this and that. And then that's when I got into trouble. Okay, yeah, because you're hanging around with people you don't really know. People that don't share your values. People that haven't been brought up the same way as you have.
Yeah.
That's why I see
people not as
Friday.
diverse.
Exactly. But seeing this on Friday, where my two oldest kids were there, I know exactly who they're with. I didn't have to watch a live stream and see which kids or whatever there. I knew who's there.
Yeah.
I knew who's working at the bar. I know who's who's singing on the stage. I know if they had security, who's probably security, but I know everybody. And those kids know those people know my kids. And if anything shitty did hit the fan, you get a phone call and say, Smiley, come down, whatever's happened, they're my problema, or they've done this, or have a chat to your son, or whatever. Fantastic. It's a safe environment. I'm fucking wrapped that these things are still happening and people are organising Hrvatska zora svaka čast, and to everybody else all across this country organising functions, particularly for the youth, to get them back into the mix of it, because there's been a number of years where there's probably a portion of our youth that have missed out.
Yeah.
That have really
there's
out.
a whole generation that really missed out.
Again, they're in that grey area. They didn't have either a Zabva or the discos, or they're kind of stuck in that grey, that no man's land. This now hopefully coaxes them back in, and they see why is it so good? Why do our parents talk about it? Well, hopefully on Friday they would know now why we talk about it so fondly, because it was the greatest days of our life.
I'm sure those kids went home buzzing, as we did. I remember going to first discos or whatever, like whether at Melbourne Croatia or at the Dorm or just a nightclub or something. You go home buzzing. Oh, the best boat cruises. Oh my God, I remember my first boat cruise. CSA boat cruise.
75th Squadron, man. I turned up to the 75th Squadron with glad wrap on my arm because I just got a tattoo. I was still underage, I think, at the time. I got a tattoo that my sister paid for. Had magic needles on Sydney Road in Faulkner. I left at halftime for a Melbourne Knights game, got the tat, and then went to 75th Squadron. And I wore a singlet with the glad wrap and the Bepant and nappy rash cream. And I was walking around fucking, and then my cousin goes, "You're a fucking idiot. What have you done?" I'll never visit. But those sorts of things, you remember this to the day you die. You know what I mean? This is 40 years ago. Squad 35 years ago. Matty Sakic says, now, when we look back at those photos and that clip we showed of his place watching the World Cup, the HD projector and a 3.6 metre screen, to answer the question. A 3.6 metre screen. So better than Fed Square.
Wow.
And I'm guarantee you with my life
3.6 metres
that there wasn't a 16-year-old at Matty Sakic's house groping his ass.
I don't think so.
On
as much as he wanted
on Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. like they were at Fed Square, whatever day that was. So 3.6 metre screen. So what a setup. That for me is the best setup. If you can beat that, if you can top that over the next couple of weeks with the World Cup.
That's 142 inches.
There you go. 142 inches.
Wow.
In terms of the
whatever.
Equals
no,
of the size and shit.
Honor.
I won't say circumference.
Honor. Top.
So if you can beat it, and you can send photos in.
But like you said, there's flags over there's tops.
It's just ridiculous. What an absolute setup. That looks like
that's a bloody man cave.
Any of those fan zones I've seen set up in the US.
Yeah.
I know there's a bloke up in Sydney. I think his surname's Lisica. He's a Marijan Lisica, who, when Stipe Miocic used to fight, he'd hang that flag off his house that literally covered the whole house. It was a double story.
I saw that, a huge one.
It would go from the roof to the ground.
Never,
I don't know how many meters this thing was, or how the hell that was even stitched together.
Has to be 4 or 5 meters high. Yeah.
Oh, this thing was absolutely massive that covered the whole kucha and that. So if you've got photos and you want to send through photos and you're happy for us to pop them up on Podroom in a couple of weeks' time, by all means, you've got footage, send it through, man. I know the Viesnik's doing a great job in asking people to send in their stuff.
Yeah.
How you're celebrating, what he is doing. And some of their digital content, again, I can't speak highly enough of the Viesnik and what they're doing at the moment. Get on it, subscribe, have a look what's on their socials as well. Some of the stuff, some of the young people have got now, they call them interns or cadetships that are doing a fantastic job, being mentored by the Matt Winleys, the Dave Davutoviches and everybody else. What a great experience for them. They're putting back into the community. They're bringing our young people into that media space. Again, that's the next generation. It's going to keep the Viesnik going get behind it, do whatever you possibly can, because I'm absolutely loving what they're putting out on the social.
It's actually keeping you informed. Like I said, it's up there with every other portal. Like from our point of view, as a Croat that's living in the diaspora, it's up there with the information that I require. I don't have to go onto Dnevno or Index and get my brain fucking washed. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Like it's.
Yeah, well, George Hrvojevic said the center screen at Sunshine's 150 inch. So Sakic is what, 147? Did you say
142?
142 inches.
You know, but this is his barn. All right, I told you. But it is, yeah, that's huge, that one there at the center. But that's why I suppose there was in excess of 200 people over there watching it. That's the big one. That's at the back because there's two other screens, isn't there, as well?
That's right.
I think at Sunshine. So
we'll just have a look one more time. Have a look at his space.
Look.
He's got the.
So how big is that? How big is the flag there on the right?
Oh, that's
got to be like if that's 142 inches there, 3.6 meters.
That dwarfs that that screen.
That
flag.
that bad Blue Boys flag is the best. I love that.
I mean?
In the top right.
You got the Ojusko crates stacked up there, so it looks like he's starting his own podrum bar there.
But I love the array of photos too. You had the Vukovar flag there down the bottom, Hannes flag, the Herceg Bosna flag.
Looks like possibly even a Tawny flag up the top there that's there. Svega i svačega ima there. Hajduk flag, Dinamo flag. Exactly right. Scarves.
He's got Ojusko what do you call them? These gay.
That's right. But look, that's a pretty amazing setup there. So I think I'll be heading to your joint, Sakic, on when are they playing? Thursday? When's Crow playing?
Is it Thursday morning or Wednesday morning? I'm not sure.
One day this
I think
week.
Wednesday morning.
It's
Crow's playing at 9 o'clock, yeah.
6 meters
versus,
by 3 meters.
Versus Panama.
The flag is 6 by 3. 6 meters wide by 3 meters high.
Okay.
So again, that would cover sort of this whole.
That's huge.
This whole
6 by 3.
Bloody.
That was the size of the Melbourne Knights flag that me and Mario Chava.
That was a huge one.
That was
quite a flag. Where is that flag now, Spol? Do you know?
Okay, I've got to ask. Hopefully, it's down underneath the grandstand somewhere.
Maybe there used to be a massive Knights Army banner as well. But the MCF, some of the choreography, I think it's called these days. Pyros when they throw flares. Tifo, I think, is when they do when they hold up the colours and make the whole. And then you got choreography, which is obviously the flags and banners and stuff that they put up. And they had an interesting one last week.
They had a great one. And you know what? It goes exactly to our point.
Yep.
It said diversity. What was it?
FFA diversity, except when it involves faith, identity, something along those lines. Faith, identity.
And there was a crease there.
That's right. So spot on. Probably didn't go down too well with the authorities.
Well,
Ali, there's
you might lose 3 points now, so maybe
still ugly in what you said.
But what do they do? What do they say wrong? And that's what sort of pisses me off as well, because they've actually been incredibly well behaved. They've come out, they do all this choreography. They come out, they say they're not abusing anyone, or they're not writing anything on their choreography that you could say is
even controversial.
No, I don't think so.
Not even controversial, let alone offensive. Yeah,
it's what they're just stating the truth. It's all okay. It's all inclusive. Not inclusivity until it comes down to faith.
These days, it's all about my truth. That's my truth.
But it is our truth.
You can't tell me that's not true, because that's my truth.
Well, that's the truth I've been living for 50 years, and you have as well. So
my truth trumps all other truths and facts. No, this is our truth. Yeah. It's a collective truth. It's not an individual one. And Ali,
but that's how it is. But that's but that's why I don't watch TV anymore. Honestly, that's because I can't handle the shit that's shoved down my throat. I can't handle the brainwashing that's out there. I can't handle the agendas. I can't handle any. They used to report the news, and you form an opinion. Now they report opinions, and you have to sort of decipher the news from it. That's the difference. It is.
It's upside down. It's hard to decipher. It's hard to know where you fit anymore. Sometimes you feel you don't fit in anywhere. What used to be normalno nije više normalno. And you got to think, what are we doing wrong? Do we need to change? Is it us? Are we the dinosaurs?
Because it's actually a good point, because you said it's the children that of these migrants that you're talking about. You're talking about Poles, you're talking about Croats, you're talking about whatever. That sort of generation that's coming out and revising the way they look at it. So this is a generation that's had that shoved down their throats for the last 2 decades. They're told this is the way it is, this is the way it is, and they're coming out and they're rejecting it and saying, hang on, no, this is not true. They're actually and they're coming out searching for truth because they're seeing what you're selling is rubbish. It's
Yeah. On another note, so Mickey C, who's on another note, in Far, a car breaks down. So there's a photo that goes with it. I can't show it at the moment because I can't get it onto the screen. In Far, a car breaks down, and the signage has been created, put in front of the car to tell people not to beep their horn as they go past, as the car has broken down. And the sign actually says, Jeben Netrubi. So they've got to tell people not to beep the horn because the car's broken down, which they already know.
Don't
They
bring
still need
attention.
to be told.
Do not bring attention to us.
That's
all right.
Car's broken. Netrubi, Jeben or yeah.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Only in Crow. Now, there used to be a saying only in Australia or only in America. Well, only in Crow can you make a cardboard sign saying, please don't beep your horn, the car's fine.
Samo kod nas. Samo kod nas, they say.
Auto sam sralo, nemoj svirat, please. Please. Ali, lots of messages, again, supportive messages coming through.
Actually, talking about out there, things that they do overseas. Remember, there was one car that had a boot, and they turned the boot into like a garage. They get to a whole barbecue. You know what? I know they built new barbecues there at Dinamo, and they're doing so. Mate, I'm not taking my hat off until I see a boot with an Arjun in there or a barbecue in there. When I see that, then I'm going to say.
If you've got LPG already in there, in your car, if you've converted your car to LPG many years ago, your old XF Falcon, all you need to do is just divert it from the engine.
Just put stones in the boot.
To some elements.
No, mora biti na uglja. It's got to be for nema tu plin.
Može na plin. Za prvu ruku može na plin. Ali, how to get ugalj into the car. But thank you, everyone, for your messages as well.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Your mate Chichak, who I was chatting to this morning out at Kilo Park as well, saying, upravo si. Thank you. We like to think nekada da imamo pravo in what we say. Sometimes we might not be. Sometimes
maybe.
we'll take it. We'll take it if we're wrong and you tell us and can convince us.
According to our spouses, we're very rarely right.
Yeah. But if you come up with a decent argument and say, this is why you're wrong, and I'll say, you know what? It's like a chance. Yes, we can be. We probably have been. Sometimes people won't say it because they're probably
be wrong too.
Yeah, some people say pametni popush, they let those morons say what they want, and I'm not even going to bother. But this week, unfortunately, on Facebook, we had somebody who chose to challenge a post that I made, kept going with their opposition to the post that I made, did come to a conclusion. Private messages were then exchanged. Hopefully, we're still friends at the end of the day. We've done many things together, many good things for our community, I believe, the two of us. We don't agree politically. Fair enough. Ali, I don't take kindly to being called a racist and a bigot and whatever for the wrong reasons. Maybe I am a racist and a bigot and an extremist on other topics, and I'll take that. And I know how bad I can be in Kakasnya Chovik. Ali, in this instance, when I was talking about the multiculturalism of the Australian team and how that was blown out of all proportion, made out that the game was only won because of that, that is incorrect.
It was multicultural back in the 80s.
Exactly.
When half the team was Scottish or, Scottish and Alan Davidson.
That's right. So to be called out on something like that and labelled, to many nije dobro palo, and I refused to buckle, and they attempted to explain their position, and I didn't accept that position as being correct. It was incorrect from my perspective. I to je tako i završilo.
Look, I think that was just a catalyst that opened up a bigger can of worms. And that's a can of worms that's been going on now for decades. And it's come to a point now where you say, hang on, how long do we keep going with this? How long do we keep going with this agenda? How much longer, even let's say, I'm going back to the A-League now because that pisses me off as well, because Tommy Yakum, they've had 20 years and you're still going off with your closed shop and still crying poor and still saying you haven't got what you need. How many more decades do you need? And how many more decades do you close up a shop? Because FIFA, and even if you look at their constitution, it's supposed to be on merit. It's supposed to be, everything is about promotion and relegation. It's about merits. That's what the sport's all about. But you've had a closed league now for 20 years that you can't get relegated from and you can't get promoted to. That goes against the essence of the game completely. Even in the constitution, it says that. So at what point do you say enough's enough because your competition's it's floundering, it's going nowhere, it's actually going backwards, and you say, well, might as well just open it up. And now if a club like Avondale that's got 28 supporters, has got the finances and the assets and everything to get up and hold a game there. Let him get up.
That's it.
That's what it is.
Heidelberg legitimately got a spot in the Asian Champions
Oh my
League
God, look at
Part 2, whatever the lower
Yeah.
version of the Champions League, because they won or they runner-up in
Yeah,
the Australia
that's
Cup or whatever it was, and legitimately won their spot fair and square. And then to be not able to participate, and they put all these restrictions on it. You have to have this. You have to have full-time managers and marketing and physios and whatever. Imagine now going to Europe and saying, all right, you don't have 3 physios, so Dinamo Zagreb, you can't play in the first Champions League qualifier next year. You know what I mean? But then you let in now a New Zealand team or whoever's taking their spot. I don't know who's taking their spot. Mel Victory, I think, is going.
No, they
instead.
can't, because the New Zealand team can't take their spot.
Yes,
They're not in the
which
Asian
is absurd
Federation.
in the first place. So
Think
Melbourne
about
Victory's
that.
now going
Think about
instead,
that.
right?
They've won the league. That league, the Australian league, but they can't play in that confederation because they're not part of that confederation. They're part of the Oceania. Where the fuck is where's the logic?
So you're not letting an Australian team play to represent your country, right? Or there's somebody who's not allowing this Australian team to represent your country, but you're letting a foreign team win your league. Ko to može gledat? You gotta be. I don't know. They must take us for absolute.
No.
budale.
You got your onesie pajama wearing people who are out there saying, "Oh, Heidelberg didn't win it. They don't deserve it. Heidelberg didn't win it, but fucking they came second. This team won both, so give
Melbourne
it to the
Victory
next
didn't win it either.
one." Exactly right.
And why don't we have the team that did win it play in both competitions?
Thank you very much.
Koja glupost.
Exactly
Bože te
right.
sačuvaj, but
But you say that because they don't want it. Because it's an embarrassment to football in this country that Heidelberg could go up and do something. So Heidelberg, sorry, be content with I don't know the $25,000 if you ever win the NPL. Doesn't matter. You spend $1 million doing it.
it is a good
It's
one.
absurd. The state of football in this country is absurd.
He's a good one. Spolj Mark Malic tells us, love it, guys. Ko vegetas. Miješate se u sve.
Yeah.
Love your work. Velik pozdrav. Mary Jurčević, it should be called the ANZ League. Exactly right. ANZ League.
You know what? 100%.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
And if it's the ANZ League, they should outsource the referees to the Philippines.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because it's not fair.
they're exactly right.
You can't have an Australian officiating a game between Auckland and Melbourne Victory.
No, do like when Dinamo played Hajduk, they brought in some ref from overseas to ref the game. Just come on, man. This has gone beyond the joke. This is all Svijet je poludio. This is the last bastion of normality in the world is these 4 walls in the Podroom here in this little suburb
It's the only place that makes sense for me anyway.
on the outskirts of Melbourne. It is ne znam, i to, mate, da što te muči segment took over 3/4 of this show, Spolch.
I think that actually has legitimized the whole segment and said that it's been well overdue.
Ali, our last thing before I go to the second part of the fantastic interview, so we don't want to go too
And
late.
it was, and don't want to belittle that interview because Aiden, what a remarkable individual, but we'll talk about that again.
But you can go back and watch the rest tomorrow if you haven't. See the second part of the interview, 100% watch it. It is worth every minute of your time. Magnificent undertaking by this young man who is doing an extraordinary thing to put us on the map as a community overseas and just to do for himself and for his family, to do them proud and to do his Pokmani Dida Jandre proud to run the length of the Croatian coast from basically Savudrija in northwest Istra down to Punta Ostro in basically the southernmost point of Croatia at this point. And I did ask the question, I'm not going to ruin it, but somebody asked me today when I was talking about having him in the studio about will he be running through that little stretch of Bosnia Herzegovina that has that little outlet onto the coast.
The answer is
we'll leave it to you in
next
the
segment.
interview. And I didn't think about that. I go, oh, well, that's a good question. Does
that
he have
is
to
a very
carry
good
his
question.
passport for that last leg and show it and stop it? Be a customs there, jogging on the spot, waiting for
Let me through, man.
waiting for
Let me through.
Hassel, Brusha.
Let me through. Let me through, man. There you go. But
Ali, the
actually,
other-
you know, watching that first part too, that lisp, I don't know what happened there. All right, I sounded like any tap on there. I was like,
You sound like a
I go through my summer night and know when you're going down the Magistrala and you're going to run down there. It's
and you're going to have
fantastic, right?
espresso martinis.
And I did. I said, like, come down. We're going to have an espresso martini. We're going to, and oh my God, what you're doing, amazing.
Put the lisp filter on. Maybe we got
I don't know.
more viewers from the inner city
It's right.
some of
It's
the
time to
inner city
update my
electorates.
iPhone. But,
There you go. Vino Rakia said Stote Mucci is the new show. We're going to change the name from PodroomTV to Stote Mucci. And we're just going to sit here and sook for 3 hours every second Sunday. Just Stote Mucci. My kids drove me nuts this
look,
morning.
it's culturally appropriate. You know, me gunjamo.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's
And we're prgavi.
Prga.
There's some
Prga.
Guys, we have got the best words. Prgav. What kind of person are you? Yes, Prgav. What the fuck? Prgav? No, Prgav. The best one I ever heard in a long, long time. My mum used to say it all the time, but I heard this. We're at the Gold Coast, the what's it called? The Diamond Cup, organised by that Porridge guy, the Crow guy. Organises that big tournament up in Gold Coast every year. We were there a number of years ago with Dinamo with the kids. And Bruno Relichki was up there. He lives up on the Gold Coast now.
I haven't seen him for a
He
while.
may be watching, I don't know, but he was watching. And he came to the
Pozdrav if you're watching.
to the first day. I think it might have been the Saturday, actually. He came on the Saturday. We were all there, all the boys from the Dinamo dads and that. And Bruno rocks up, and it was good to see him. And he looks at some guy from a distance and he goes, "Look at that Zgolov." Zgolov. Hey, I died. I go, my mum uses that word and I haven't heard it in 30 years. She used to call me a Zgolov. When I wouldn't eat my braslitsa or whatever they're called. She goes, "You think bitch is Zgolov if you don't eat all your meso." Zgolov, Prgav.
Prgavi prepotentan. But I remember when I bought a Mazda 626 and my mum goes, "Stay over Mazga, baš si Mazga."
But the one last one I want to ask you before we switch over to the second part of the interview and pretty much wrap up for the evening. New tourist campaign by the Croatian government and tourist board over there featuring
John Malkovich.
He's
got a bit of
that was in my Stote Mucci column.
Yeah.
Because I've not seen it. It just muchled me. Just by saying John Malkovich, Crow, they've spent probably millions of dollars on that was like Lara
They
Bingle
probably did.
for the
did.
where the hell are you or whatever or using El McPherson with that fake AI kangaroo and we got one vote for the FIFA World Cup.
Where the bloody hell are you?
Yeah, and I thought this is the same sort of shit. What you've seen it? What do you think? I've not seen it, so I can't really.
Look,
comment.
it's clever. It's a 6-minute video. John Malkovich, look, the guy is a legend of Hollywood cinema. He's got Croatian roots, obviously, and they use that. Obviously, there was a bit of dramatic license there, saying like he didn't know he was Croatian, but they've been talking about it for decades. But I think the funny thing about actually, this will piss you off. From my understanding, John Malkovich speaks 7 languages, none of which are Croatian. So that's my understanding. I think he speaks French fluently, English, obviously, and there's other languages in there. I don't think Croatian's even close. But the fact that he got paid and his spruik in Croatia it's a good thing. But there's another argument there. Does Croatia need more tourists? Because from what I hear, Croatia is like.
Who was it the other day that 21 million was the number that I heard the other day.
It's
21 million. It was at 13. I remember. How the hell does Croatia accommodate 13 million people?
So for every citizen, 5 tourists come every year.
21
That's insane.
million people. Where do they? How? And what's the Sezona? 3 months?
Look, I think that's getting stretched out a little bit, particularly maybe in Zagreb and other places.
So
maybe
in Istra, sort of
Istra as well, because people are coming down there doing weekends.
But the bulk of them will be coming in that June to August window, you'd think.
Oh, mate, yeah. Definitely 3/4 are going to be coming in that 3 months.
We're in the wrong business, Bulge. We need to start buying some apartments and Airbnb and this shit.
Oh, mate, I'm trying to say, like, let's go Lika and buy like a big place and turn it. What am I going to do when I retire? Cut the lawn at
raise Musga.
And
make them.
We did that. But
Prgave Musga.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, you go there and have a Airbnb. I should probably enjoy that. There, get up in the morning, cook them slanina and jaja.
I am John Malkovich. Is
I remember that. Moj haso, što ti ispečem jaja. Što te otkinem sisu.
But Mickey C says he just seen an advertisement online saying that monster trucks will be at Melbourne Serbia's ground next week.
Well, I think it's more appropriate.
Yeah, or maybe BMX, that mountain bike.
Yes, BMX Bandits. But remember, I watched the BMX Bandits with the kids, like maybe, I don't know, 5, 6 years, well, maybe 10 years ago when they were little. Because I go, oh, this is a movie I watched when I was a kid, and it was so ridiculous. But the sound effects when they'd go over this bump, it'd go like 20 centimeters over, and they'd go. That's got there and a fucking a chick, a fucking Kevin Bartlett reserve. Go on there, go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Just gonna get off this.
But-
back.
no, what was that? Look, it's good. You know what? It's good. It's entertaining. Anything that brings positivity to Croatia, I'm for, and it does. And he comes out, and people are going to watch it just because he's John Malkovich, and it just goes to show what an incredible country that Croatia is. And the more I've travelled in my life, and I go to places that are, supposedly bucket list places, from Istanbul to Halong Bay to places in Asia, all around the world, and you go, that's when you realize just how incredible and beautiful Croatia is. Because you go to Halong Bay, you got to go Halong Bay. It's like paradise on earth. And I go there and I see fucking oil slicks there fucking on top of the water. I'm going, this is ridiculous. Oh, well, yeah, there'd be pišo u ovome. I can't really plivo, you know what I mean? Like, it just go. But Jadran is, I don't know, it's something different. But again, we always talk about Jadran, but inland as well, like, is incredible. So you go somewhere like Rastoke, where the waterfalls and things, and Plitvica jezera, or you go even Kopački Rit in Slavonia. Mate, the country's incredible, mate. It's incredible. And if you're promoting it, I'm all for that. It's just now, this is a problem in Europe, not just in Croatia, about over tourism, where people are spray painting on walls from Rome to Paris to all over Europe. Tourists go home.
Yeah,
because it's just ruining their city, and it's not benefiting them. I don't know. That's a debate to be had as well. And I think we've talked about Croatia having to diversify its economy and not just rely on tourism. And I think it's doing that a lot too, through all different types of industries, whether it's someone like Rimac who's, manufacturing the fastest electric car in the world, and also now a majority owner of Bugatti, and it has a hand there with working hand in hand with Porsche and
That's
Tesla. Right. To microchips and to gaming, and software in Croatia. And look, Croatia. Look at what the reality is. People in Croatia have never lived better than they do today. Never. You go and notice, mate, the difference between Australia and Croatia in the 80s was like this.
Oh, yeah.
It was huge. It was huge. You could go from the state of their homes, what kind of cars they were driving, what they owned, what they didn't own. Like, it was huge. It's shortening. Like, Australia's sort of going backwards, whether we like it or not. And Croatia's moving ahead. Like, you land. I remember the last time I went in 2019, and we're landing around Zagreb. I couldn't believe how many swimming pools there were. There's swimming pools everywhere. Like, people are driving brand new cars. There's, you can say, oh, look, I don't know. I'm going to find out in a couple of months that prices have gone out of control. We'll see. I don't know how people live there, but let's see what it's like. What are people wearing? What are they driving? How are they smiling? Are they frowning? You can't lie about these sort of things as well.
Exactly.
And you'll see about, look, I don't think that the standard of living has ever been that good.
But Spolge, how the hell do I get out of?
You got to pay for the
unleash your ultimate adventure. Become epic. Use strategies. Your quest. Get the full experience of Arc Riders today. Play now for $37.99.
No. Can you press escape? No. Oh,
by clicking play now, I accept and agree to the terms and conditions. And I'll play now, all right, $37.89.
And you can't close
and you cannot get out of it, and I can't see the screen.
Can you control out delete?
I tried.
Mate.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So we obviously the people who are on top of all these software ideas and Croatian economy diversifying, but look, anyway, good times.
If I exit the App Store, there you go. I've exited the App Store, and that's maybe helped. Dobro, we're so far so good. We are back.
Well, I like this comment. We were talking about A-League before. Mickey C wrote, A-League is full-time NPL. Nothing A about it. Mate, that's exactly what it is, mate.
100%. So, Spolge, before we wrap up, let me just check any last messages, queries coming through. Just checking. Hotmail, no. Instagram, always a place you can find some good stuff. Email messages. Forever Croatia just mentioned this in their story. So thank you, Joshko and Dixie, either one of you that are running the social media. We're going to share that to our page, even though it's a bit late. But for anyone that does follow Forever Croatia, I've stuck the sticker on that Joshko gave us last week. And also you can see the sticker up the top, as well as the Veseli Bosanac, the 2 kits from 98 as well. Stickers were kindly donated to us by Hrvat.
Yeah.
Now,
I think that there's another generous sponsor.
May have failed to mention it last week when we received the package, but we received 5 stubby holders, a bag full of stickers, amongst which were a whole heap of PodroomTV little stickers that they provided us, high quality stickers, waterproof. And now one of those stickers adorn proudly the bottom left-hand corner of the Vukovar bar at St. Albans Dinamo, where PodroomTV have now become officially members of the Vukovar
proudly
bar
as well.
Very
proudly. But a massive thank you to Hrvat, because this is not the first time they've sent us packages. A few times, incredible, huge supporters of the show and of the community. Thank you. From the bottom of
Tommy
our hearts.
Chavka, I think earlier when I knocked over in my muka, the ball and a few other things here, the Ultimate Warrior figurine has dropped to the ground, but he was just moved. He was moved from the middle, and he maybe fell down. I'm not too sure. Ali the Warrior is still here.
We'll find him.
He is still here.
Yes.
Because as you can see, I've dropped these to the PodroomTV signs below because we tended to bump into it. It restricted our space. So
we as being me.
Both of us. And so I've drilled a couple of screws in. You can see our neki meister or neki tradesman.
No, but it's all holding together.
There you go. Rob, how was the drive home with Ash a couple of weeks ago?
He didn't drive. We put him in an Uber.
We put him in an Uber.
Thank God. I stopped drinking. I'll let everyone know.
And I
was here for another 3 hours.
And I was, that's right. And I was sober as a judge. We did both did the breathalyzer here before Spolge left, and we were both 0.0.
I actually got yelled at. Wait, how can you drive home? I go, I haven't drank. What are you talking about? Like, oh, okay.
Oh, 0.01, I think I was, and you were maybe 0.008 or something like that. So
I was on
close to zero. Scored on, mate. You could drive on your people.
I was nothing.
Skoro pa ništa. Ash, maybe ovo malo više popije nego što je treba,
but you know what? Fucking čovjek pije.
Da pije.
My God.
Off camera, well, you couldn't see. Čovjek je ko loka. Loka je, nije upio.
I was proud of him. I'm proud.
But he still hasn't organised the fight with Jordan Pickford.
No.
He's still yet to have.
You know what? I was watching that game, and every time Jordan Pickford came, all I thought about was you. And I go,
you can see me doing that.
I just go.
And he goes, your technique's all wrong. But your technique. I go, no, but I see Shima Juric once at Olympic Park and put this 100-kilo bloke down on his ass, mate. Nemaš ti tvoje jabs, mate. Do the škabrnja kiss, mate. Laku noć, you're going to sleep, son. You are going to sleep.
I could see why you don't like Jordan Pickford.
Oh my God!
It was all like sunburn. Somebody's all red on that guy.
So we'll see when it happens. It'll be at the pavilion.
Yeah.
No weights. We're not going to do the weigh-in.
No, Kakov.
I'm going to blow out.
You'll win that.
I'm going to blow out to about 112 just to make sure. And it's going to be MMA. There's not going to be just boxing. If it's just boxing, you might have a bit of advantage. If I can bring him to ground, in the meantime, I'll maybe be able to incapacitate him in some. If I drink that pickle juice or the kupus juice.
What is that? Does anyone know what that juice is called when you like kislet kupus? And then a lot of people drink that.
Rashol.
That's it.
Rashol.
That's
Rashol,
it. That's it.
Like
That's what it is. Something like that.
You know who got me onto that? Who? She's watching Ruj Mikulic. She asked me, favor, do my parents make kupus? I go, yes, they do. She goes, I need some. It's a very high value for health reasons, for drinking or whatever. And my man goes, yeah, he's got those big blue butcher with the black, those spin
Yeah,
lids,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
He nothing about 4 or 5 actual empty wine bottles full of this stuff. Apparently,
It tastes fucking horrible.
oh, you can imagine, man. You could imagine the juice from the
I
kupus.
love Kiseli kupus though. Love it.
Could you drink the juice of the kupus?
Nema chance. It fucking tastes
Ali,
shit.
very high value in terms of health, etc. But Spolge, evo nas, skoro 11 sati.
We've done
Apologies
all right.
that we left the interview part a little bit late, but we didn't want to play it all in the one go because we did have a fair bit to get through, because especially Puno Muchi.
Puno
nas muči. Let us know during the week what you think of the new segment.
Ako vas nešto muči, let us know, because možda I nama muči.
That's right. And if not, I'll fake outrage and I'll have muke with you.
Yes.
I'll synchronize
Yes.
my muka with yours. I'll
Because-
manifest it
Yes.
and I will project it onto
Yes.
our audience.
Because we have a lot of empathy
That's right.
when it comes to muka.
Because George says Pickford is that kid we used to beat up after school for dobbing us into teachers.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's who he is. That's
Is that little?
That's who he is. That's who he is. That's who he is. Well done, George.
That little, yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, primeira coconha. No, in my house, we had my parents' house. We went by the, you got the 5 Ps, and everyone's got these these acronyms for the living your life,
Oh yeah.
doing the live, love, laugh.
Predim.
Yeah, the
Put some-
5 Ps. Yeah, PM, push him,
Yeah.
P's him.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
We had the three
Mm.
T's. To triba tuć. To triba tuć. And that 3 T's goes for Jordan Pickford. Now, for those of you that don't come from my neck of the woods, to treba tuć.
Yeah.
But us Delmos say triba. And that's one comment I picked up from the Split Zabava.
What's that?
Speaking to someone on the Sunday, because I didn't drink at the Split Zabava.
No, you didn't. You were very well behaved.
I left
I was so
relatively early.
disappointed.
I left probably 15 minutes before the festivities
You
actually
did.
wrapped
You
up.
did. You did.
But the next day, the only negative comment was from a person who was at the Zabva himself, who paid his $150 to go in, that there were too many Delmos.
And a
Strathmore split Zabva, he goes, the only fucking downside of the whole thing, of the 460 people in attendance, he goes, there was just too many fucking Delmos.
Did he play for South Melbourne Hellas?
He goes, no, he goes, no offense. I go, no, take it. Because even I don't like Delmos. Ali. And I can say that with all due respect, being a Delmo myself.
Okay.
Ali, no, that was I was quite amused by that comment coming from Herzegovins, of all people.
That's good. I like that.
Zlatica Pavic, thank you very much. She says, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in every week. You're a regular contributor, always commenting, giving us thumbs up, srca,
it's
everything. We love it. We love it. Yeah.
Like we can't believe that people.
Staro,
watch it.
mlado. My dad came. We always go on these tangents here. We'll wrap it up soon. My dad goes to the butcher in Bandura, right down at Norris Bank Reserve. The butcher had been going for decades down there. I remember when it first opened, it felt like there was 1,000 people there. Council, Whittlesey Post was there taking photos and shit. And Pokoi Mr. Yuka was instrumental. The Yuka boys, Robert Tolman. Was instrumental in getting the funding and getting all that built and all that sort of stuff. And every Saturday afternoon, the Wongs from the northern suburbs, Bandura, Greensboro, McLeod, or whatever, would all go down there and get together, sing some VBs and sludge it over who was closer with the butcher and that. Where the hell was I going with this?
I don't know.
And then recently, my dad went to the butcher and he doesn't play anymore. I think he played once. He had his foot up, whatever, on the railway sleeper, and someone had a stray ball that hit him in the calf, and the other team won, and then he just said there, but he still goes. He just doesn't play. He goes, not for me, but he still goes every Saturday down there, catches up with his boys, and a bloke said, come up to my dad, and he goes, "Pa, el će biti onaj PodroomTV this week, il neće?" He goes, "Oh, last week nije bilo," and this is a man in probably his 80s. Yeah,
wow.
Stipe Šimić. I don't know if he's still watching. It might be a little bit late, but Mr. Stipe Šimić. As a kid, we grew up. I used to call him Stipe Bosanac. That was his nickname from Kupres, Mr. Šimić. He watches PodroomTV.
Ivan's dad.
Ivan's dad, exactly right. Yeah. On a regular basis, watches PodroomTV from not far from where the Podroom is. And he told my dad, he was like upset. He goes, "Nije ga bilo last week. Što je bilo? Zašto nije bilo PodroomTV?" I can't believe it.
I've been saying Stipe for years, actually.
Cannot believe that people of all generations are watching. You know, my mum, when she can't find it on YouTube, she's exacerbated. I'll come there on a Tuesday, whatever. She goes, "But needs to be pastoy. Oh, I can't find it." And this, I go, "It's there, mum. Just type in Podroom, but not the phonetic Podroom with a U. Podroom. But Podroom, Podroom. Yeah, Ali. But some people that are watching it surprises me. The demographic,
very much so.
sometimes, of who actually watches. There are people that probably watch that will never tell you that they watch it.
Yeah.
There are people that probably watch that can't wait
to find I know there's plenty of people that watch it that won't tell you they watch it, because anytime you say something that might remotely piss them off, they know.
Then they're watching.
Then someone told me. So someone told me. It's always someone told me.
Yeah. Okay, so it's interesting. It's really interesting to see and hear some of the stories of who watches, when they watch, why they watch. Some people watch it because they think it's going to be a train wreck. They watch it to watch us get mangled and make fools of ourselves.
And that's what it is.
I do the same. I used to watch Married at First Sight because it was train wreck television. I wanted to rejoice in these people's misery. And people probably do the same for us.
I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, but people probably do the same for us. Okay, let's hope they say something stupid and bugger it or fuck it up or whatever. It's live. That's on YouTube, man. We can't erase this shit anymore. It's on there. So
how many podcasts do you know that go live that aren't pre-recorded? That most of them, like 90-something% of them, must be pre-recorded.
That's right.
We go live. Bullying us could have.
That's right. Glad they, if not, like when they say SBS and ABC, defund them, whatever, make it subscription. Yeah, if you want to, or if you don't like what you're watching, turn it off. Turn it off. If you don't like my post on Facebook, don't read it. If you don't like anything, you don't participate in it. Right. You either turn your back or you do something else. You do something better. If you don't like the product, make a better product. And
that's right.
Put it behind a paywall. See how many people are going to watch it. Nick, right? Yeah, people don't watch it when it's free. Some of these things.
That's right.
We're the same. If you don't like it, now what to Glenn. If we get to a point where no one's watching, we're out.
We live in the world. I remember when U2 put their new album out free on iTunes. Back in the iTunes sort of days before you had Spotify, or Spotify was too big, and it went free out. People complained. What's this album on my thing? So the biggest band in the world just gave you the album for free, and people were complaining. That's anyway.
Spolge Etonos. Yedane Sati. Play out the rest of the interview. We stopped at what point was it? It was about 28 minutes, 45 seconds.
There you go. So once again, Aiden, what a gentleman, and actually what an inspiration to come out here. You see him, the guy's ripped. He's very intelligent. He married, like very successful. You see this new generation's just like they're like the Bionic Man. Steve Austin.
That's right.
They're like the Steve Austin. He's coming out. He's going to run 827 kilometers in Croatia in less than 10 days.
Project Croatia, but it's spelled Projekt, Projekt, Project Croatia. During the interview, you'll see you will have the ability to sponsor either the charity, the CJD charity, so the Creutzfeldt, or it could be a K, Creutzfeldt Jacob disease. Mm-hmm. You can sponsor the charity directly, and that's what they're working on now, so that all donations go straight to the charity rather than some sort of middleman, GoFundMe, PayPal, whatever it is, where they take a cut and the charity gets bugger all. And there'll also be the ability to participate in helping Aiden in his expenses, because it's not going to be cheap. It's going to be 10 days running up and down the coast, an RV, support team, accommodation, all of these sorts of things. So if you are able to, in any way, shape or form, help sponsor Aiden in trying to break this world record in Croatia as an Australian like us, Australian Crow, running 827 kilometres from Istra down to past Dubrovnik in under 10 days, 80 plus kilometres per day. It'll be fantastic if any of our business people out there, or even if you're just a run-of-the-mill person that's got a couple of extra bucks available, put it towards his quest to try and break this record. He's still got 9 weeks to go, so let's do what we possibly can. PodroomTV will be putting money towards his endeavours.
100%.
So we have still some money in the budget left over from our sponsorships, and like we said, we're going to use that money to put back into our community, and we think this is an absolutely fantastic initiative. He's doing it on behalf of his late grandfather, Jandre.
Yep.
Proud Duvnjak from Tomislavgrad, who was taken away far too soon, and he's doing it in his memory in the country of his birth in Croatia. And it's just it's a package. The whole thing is a fantastic. Yeah. Whichever way you look at it, whatever angle floats your boat, is Nash boy from here.
He's representing us.
Exactly right. From a great family who's been he played at Dinamo up until he was 18 years old. Yeah. So obviously he decided soccer's not for me no more. I'm going to go do something else. Great family who put money into the community and put their effort and volunteer and do everything. 4 younger sisters all play at Dinamo, wherever it might be. Going back and doing this in Croatia on his honeymoon. You know what I mean? He's doing it on his honeymoon. He's putting us out there as a community through his social media and everything. Well-spoken, respectful. Came in all the way from the other side of Melbourne today. Had to do it early because he gets up tomorrow morning at 4:30. Then he has to go to work. The effort is absolutely amazing, and we need to back it in as much as we can. PodroomTV is going to put our money where our mouth is, and hopefully, if you're out there, we will give you the details on our socials. But also, you'll see while we show the second part of the interview, you'll see his Instagram handle at Aiden Parpats. Jump on, follow him, and you'll be able to track every step of the way when he's running down that Croatian coast. And we'll try and get him on at some point during his run.
Yeah,
as well,
hopefully. I should be in Croatia at that time. I'm going to try and nekako find him somewhere. Hopefully I can find him and just do a quick interview, if nothing else. But look, he's shortening that distance between the homeland and us. He's representing us here in Australia. He's doing a positive thing. You know, we're all, you know, we don't have to highlight who the people that spit on us and belittle us here in the diaspora, but he's actually showing what the diaspora has got to offer. We've got some incredible human beings, people doing massive things, breaking world records, you know, highly successful people that have got so much to offer our country and our narod, mate. Like, you just go, how can you not support it? We'll support anyone that does that. Like I said, anything that is positive for us, anything that promotes Croatia, anything that promotes our community here, we're going to support it. And this guy is a prime example of that. He's a absolutely beautifully well-spoken gentleman doing some incredible things. And I have no doubt that he's going to smash this.
Exactly right. So stay tuned. You'll see the Instagram handle at the bottom. Get on board. Jump on board. Good night if you can, by all means. If not, in just support. Follow his Instagram. Follow his social media. Share it with your friends. You might have friends that can maybe participate and contribute. If you know people, business people that have got maybe a little bit of disposable money to be able to throw towards it, why not? Naša dečko.
Yeah.
Čovjek iz naroda.
Times are tough, but if you're looking for a good, you know, cause, this is one.
Exactly right. So I will now bear with us, but ljudi moji, laku noć from Spolge and I. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time, and that will be Spolge, the 5th of July. Now, Aiden's run starts on the 24th of August.
Yep.
We have a show on, I'll have a show with hopefully a co-host on the 23rd of August, and we don't have another one till the 6th of September.
Okay.
So we might not be able to get Aiden live. I was hoping to get him live while he's running on a day.
We'll see.
But we might go at least that 23rd of August, which is the day before he starts, and then we'll get him on the 6th of September when he's done. He might be already in Greece enjoying his honeymoon by then, but he's going to stick around Crow for a couple of extra days after the run anyway. But we wish him all the very best of luck.
Definitely.
Spolge.
Ništa. Sve najbolje. Thanks for tuning in. Hope we didn't upset you. If we did, here we go. But if not, hopefully you tune in again in 2 weeks' time on the 5th of July. And if you've got anything, like, again, to share with us, anyone that you want us to interview, any topics you want us to cover, any gripes you've got with what we've said or anything, šta te muči, let us know.
That's right.
We're more than happy to talk to you. Otherwise, sve najbolje, laku noć. Pozdravi, čaču.
And Vlado Jakic, thank you very much. And apologies to Zvonimir for talking about your last man or last seat of standing that was drawn 3 weeks ago. Apologies there. Ali, we'll try and keep up to date with all of the stuff that we do promote on the show. But thank you anyway for sending it through. And we wish everybody a laku noć and enjoy the remainder of the interview with young Aiden Parpats, who will be trying to undertake a world record-breaking 827-kilometre run from Istra down to the bottom southernmost part of Croatia in August. Get behind him, enjoy the interview, and laku noć. Get it back to the right spot where we finished before, roughly.
Open to supporting. I'm all ears. We haven't got any sponsors at the moment, but we are, seeking some assistance. But yeah, again, with the charity, so I currently do have a GoFundMe link that I've set up. We are just working directly with the charity to do something. So I will just say, for the moment, if people are willing to just hold off for a brief moment, I'm sure I'll be able to give you some information from there pretty quickly as well.
Definitely. So anyone that's happy or able to sponsor, we'll get all the details out to you, but we'll also share some of the information around Aiden's socials as well, so you can follow, keep tabs, how it's all going. But all help is welcome, and it's for a fantastic cause first and foremost, and also the whole story behind it in honour of your Pokoni Yandere as well, who obviously left a big impact on yourself and your whole family, obviously, and many people in our community would have known Dida Yandere as well. So it's just a fantastic initiative. We'll get all those details out to you, but tell us a little bit just about yourself. So have you, sport-wise, has it just been running, or prior to COVID, did you play any active sport?
No, I was a soccer boy growing up, as most people in the community would have been. I was just Dinamo, basically, from a very young age. Played soccer there till I was 18, 17, and then school and priority sort of took the lead for me there in my studies. So I was really focused on that. But yeah, always been into like my sports and being active. Like you said before, I've got 4 younger sisters, come from a family of 5 kids, always been surrounded by like my grandparents, the ones who are still around, like my bubbas. I'm actually very, very fortunate, like where my parents lived when I was living with them. My Baba Mata and my Wiko, they live down the road. So like I've always been really close to my family, and we've had a really, really sort of tight-knit bond, which is, something I'm eternally grateful for. Married, no kids, working in the construction industry, in like the project management side of things for one of the bigger builders in Melbourne at the moment, which is pretty cool. And yeah, like look, at the moment, my life is just all about this. It's running. It's not about running. It's about planning for running. So yeah, it's a really busy time. But yeah, it's a crazy experience, definitely.
Yeah. That's something I'm a little bit envious of. Spolge, I'm not exactly sure about you as well, but growing up, basically, we grew up with no grandparents. That's a lot of my generation. I saw my 2 grandmothers when I was like 3 or 4 years old. Yeah. They came out for a couple of months or whatever it was. Both did lived overseas, both passed away over there. One, I never got to meet either of them. So growing up in that extended family, grandparents, she's like, I see my kids now. My dad, I picked him up on the way to soccer today. He come and watched the kids play. I mean? Absolutely loves it, lives for it.
Yeah, sure.
And their upbringing is going to be a lot different to ours. I reckon their chip on their shoulder will be a lot less than what ours is. We somehow, for some reason. But that's fantastic. So both Bubby still alive and kicking. There you go. One
really hard.
Lives at home. Old world Barker lives with us.
Yeah.
Until they obviously can't. Sometimes it comes to a point where you illness and
definitely
you can't do those things. But you obviously did left a massive impact on you if you're running 827 Ks, breaking hopefully a Guinness World Record.
Yeah, definitely.
In the and what about Croatian media as well? I've seen you've popped up in a couple of websites, portals. Things like that, Croatia Week, and there was another one, Naš Kraj or something like that as well. So they've taken an interest in this as well.
I was able to get in contact with someone from Croatia Week, and they were able to put out the first article, and then from there it's just sort of gotten a bit of a wildfire in sort of that newspaper media. And like that sort of digital written media, it's just been like, people are just taking a lot of interest, getting a lot of people reaching out and just asking questions. And I reckon probably the greatest thing that comes from it is like there's this digital exposure, and then these people are coming to my page and they're following me and they're like, oh my God, like I'm from this town, I'm from here, I'm going to like, let me know when you're there. Or like, I'm going to be there on the sideline cheering you on. And you just go like far out. Like it's awesome to feel like you've got a community and like a culture that's behind you. Cause like that's part of the reason why I'm doing it there, right? Is because it's where I'm from. It's like, that's home, right?
Yeah.
So to be able to go and like honor my culture through doing something that is really close to my heart as well is just something that's really special. And to feel those people behind me just makes it.
It's surreal.
The more
you sit back and you think, how small is this world that you've got people, strangers messaging you saying, we'll be waiting for you, we'll be cheering you on. It's because we're Nash Narod and they're our people. We're one and the same, no matter what the distance is between the two countries and between our two peoples.
Yeah.
We're one Narod and
exactly.
Usually 99% of the time our people over there will back us in whatever we do.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is fantastic. Yeah, but we'll keep tabs definitely where you are. The contacts that we have or anyone that we know has, and we can get someone in touch. Media outlets, whatever it is.
For sure.
No,
But
some
Aidan,
kids-
when was the last time, or have you in fact ever been back
I have.
to the old country? And when was the last time? And after this one's finished, when you finish this hard work, do you get a chance to enjoy it and have a bit of a holiday as well?
Yeah, I'll definitely get a bit of a holiday on the honeymoon for sure. But I've been lucky enough since for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been able to go back every single year in some capacity, whether it's been like stopping in for a couple of days or most of the time it's been over a week. Just to go and visit and see family and spend a lot of time at the beach, at the coffee, drinking espressos. Couple of shots at Akia as well, definitely. I've been lucky enough to go, and then so when this is done, we're planning to spend a couple of days there. We might go back to Tomislav Garden Stallarts and just see some family because my wife's actually never been back to the cellar, so I get to introduce this beautiful woman as here's my wife. That'll be really cool. But we're definitely going to do that, and then from there we'll be heading over to Greece.
Is your wife Croatian as well? Or?
No, she's Greek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when you've got 2 holiday destinations, probably no 2 better destinations than Croatia and Greece for a European holiday.
Exactly,
You know what I mean?
exactly right.
Yeah. See where the octopus tastes better.
I can tell you now, Makaskar tastes pretty good. Really good.
But so then, all right, you'll honeymoon, you come back. Do you think you'll just continue, even if you don't have or I'm going to do another ultra marathon or whatever it is in 6 months' time, 3 months' time? Are you going to just try and keep some kind of routine going? It's obviously not going to be 4:30 get-ups every day.
Yeah, of course.
But maybe taper it off a little bit but just keep your foot in it, or completely say, no, I'm not doing anything for 6 months. And
there will be an element of rest, and I think that's going to be what the honeymoon's for in terms of I'll still be doing a bit of training over there, but I don't think this is something you just turn off super easily. So I'm a big advocate for, and this isn't a term that I've coined, but just daily discipline. It's something that, whether it is a 4:30 wake up or it's just getting your foot out the door and going for a walk, doing something every single day is so important for everyone to be doing. It's good for your mental clarity. It's good for your health just generally. Things will still be happening in the background for sure. I'll be moving in some capacity.
There you go. So young people that are watching, and there are a fair few young people that do watch your show, take note. Daily discipline, even if it's one little thing. I'll see it on social medias every day. Even if you get up and make your bed first thing in the morning, that's a discipline.
Exactly right.
Put your dishes away. That's a discipline. Whatever it is. Hold your clothes, put them away. And then next step, go for a run, go for a walk in the morning before school. You know what I mean? I see some kids, some of the most successful kids that we see these days in our community. For example, we'll talk about him a little bit later. Oli Dragicevic was in year 11, year 12, getting up every morning at 6 o'clock, going down to Williamstown Beach for a run or whatever it was, where most other kids, Mike, it'll be in bed. He went for a run. He's now playing in the A-League and just won a trophy for Australia in the under 19s or 21s or whatever it was. That's discipline.
100%.
And then talent with discipline will get you further than just talent on its own.
Yeah, and you just need to be willing to push at all times.
Pushing through. But footwear, one thing that we tend to neglect about these things, how many pairs of runners you reckon you'll go through and what sort of shoes do you wear? So I see now you got the OCG, they're Nike of some kind.
Yeah, they're just some casual sneakers. Yeah, they're
not running.
Nah, they're not runners. These are just some casual.
What would you wear? What's these? What brand? I know that I've got a pair of those Hoka. Are they? Yeah, they're any good?
Yeah, they're good. They're good. You know what?
Not your choice.
Nah, not my choice. Everything down to take your foot. Really,
what's your footwear? What will you be wearing?
I've been running a lot in Asics recently, so I've been wearing their runners for the last couple of years. They
could maybe throw some sponsorship your way. What do you reckon?
Asics Australia, if you're listening, I'm very, very interested.
Look, if that was to happen, that'd be absolutely insane. But I'm running in those. I reckon I'll have 5 pairs of shoes that I run with, and so the big thing being that I've got to take a pair of shoes that's one size bigger and then 2 sizes bigger than my normal foot size because of just the amount of swelling that's going to happen over that 8 days.
Yeah.
So it'll be
2 sizes. That's how.
Yeah. I was always planning on doing an extra 1 size, and then my coach was like, take 2 sizes up as well, and I was like, really? He's like, yeah. It's that's what happens. You're building up so much inflammation over the period of time, so. Just got to be ready for anything.
Do you strap your ankles? Do you pre-Band-Aid type sort of thing on your heels and toes and stuff like that?
I'll be wearing they're called toe socks. So they're those socks where they
Oh,
literally wrap around every single toe. They just seem to be the thing that works the best for me. And then there'll be a few band-aids to protect from some chafing in certain areas, definitely. But it's just about longevity, right? So you just gotta play the smart game.
They're like those socks that some of the hippies at drama school used to wear. That used to be rainbow coloured, and they had
Yeah. I've got a rainbow coloured pair actually. All black for me.
Yeah, but I remember ultramarathon runner Tony Rafferty. You remember him, Spole? You old enough to remember Tony Rafferty?
I remember Cliff Young, but not.
He used to sell his runners.
Man remembers Cliff Young.
They used to sell his runners in Kmart. Tony Rafferty brought, they were Tracks, I think was the brand. They were the Adidas two-stripe. They used to get these.
Next to the Dunlop volleys.
But there was also I think they were called Dunlop K20s.
KT20s, 26, KT26. I think
they were the choice of ultramarathon runners back in the day, apparently in the 1980s. But they were garbage. They were absolute garbage. And if you ran in those, you wouldn't even make it to Pula, I reckon.
That's a problem.
Do you go through Pula? I haven't looked at the geography.
Yeah, I will be going through Pula. Yeah.
So again, man, I reckon some of the footage that you'll be able to get, where if you've got that GoPro, will it be strapped to your chest, to your head, or is it on the RV? Or
I'll be carrying it. Then we'll have another sort of bigger camera, and then there's every chance that we're going to have a variety of sort of like documentation.
Because running through Pula, you might be going past the amphitheater, which looks like the Coliseum.
You're running some drone footage of that for sure.
You know what I mean? You'll get the Sand. Sand is one that you'll probably, if the wind's ever going to get you, if there's going to be a Buddha, you don't want the Buddha to get you while you're running through sand. It is brutal.
Yeah,
you'd know, Spole.
You've got quite a way to fall.
Oh man, it is harsh. It's a harsh landscape, and the winds, and it's pretty elevated.
Yeah.
But again, you'll run past that castle there. There's a fortress on the top of the mountain, on the top of the hill there at San Neche, I think it's called.
Yeah. Okay.
Ridiculous. The scenery, second to none. Yeah. So I reckon some of the footage, if you want to do a doco, is going to be some pretty amazing stuff.
People keep going on about the Great Ocean Road, but the Great Ocean Road's got nothing on this. Like that Magistrala is magical, absolutely magical, but it's terrifying at the same time.
Yeah. You don't want to. I'm not the best with heights, so popping your head over is a bit of a
yeah.
And that's something that we've been talking about as well, is just like road safety, right? Because part of the record is you got to run completely on registered roads or like registered paths, so it has to pop up on Google Maps effectively. There's definitely been a few people saying, hey, how are you going to maintain your safety when you're on these narrow roads going across the coastline? And it's just one of those things, you just got to stick tight to the barriers and make sure people don't.
And what are the hours that you'll be running roughly? So when will you reckon you'll start, and to what time will you run? Was that a daily thing you're going to decide, or have you sort of got a rough idea? First day, what time are you going to kick off?
The system will be sort of a 5 a.m. kickoff. Get as much time out of the sun as possible is sort of the aim. And there might be days where we say, I'm not well rested, let's push it back an hour. Or there might be days where it's like, all right, we're going to have a big day tomorrow where we'll wake up at 4, we'll do it at 4. We'll start at 4 and we'll go for as far as we can. But yeah, generally the aim's going to be from 5, and it'll be about 12 to 14 hours of running a day.
So do you reckon your pace will slow down as it goes down from day 1 to day 10? Like, what have you sort of gauged and sort of thought, okay, on day 1 I'm going to be running at this pace, and by day 10 maybe this pace? Or?
Yeah, you get this thing called the ultra shuffle, and it usually happens after the first 50 Ks, where you've just built up fatigue and you just go into this little shuffle, and then from there, as long as nothing goes tragically wrong, you'll just sort of be standardized at that pace. So I reckon first 50 Ks I'll be sort of running at a 6 minute per kilometer pace. I reckon most of my running will be at about 7 to 7.5 minutes per kilometer, whereas just shuffling along basically.
That's so let's say you start at 5. You're going to start tomorrow morning at 5. Are you going to eat before you start?
I have to. Yeah, definitely have to. Yeah. Eating before, something that I've been working on a lot recently, is just getting your body ready to take on nutrition first thing in the morning, because sometimes, you're waking up and everything sort of, your systems are waking up too. But yeah, no, definitely have something before. I don't know what I'm going to have first. first thing on the first dates.
So there's not much of that sort of the breakfast that we're used to now, the bacon and eggs type thing. You get plenty of kobasice, slanina, pickles, and that sort of.
I feel like, I'll be having a lot of pickles and lots of pickle juice for sure.
Is that a fur for you? Or is that
that's the real deal, man. It's the real deal. Wouldn't say it holds off the cramps, but like because it's just full of so much sodium and electrolytes, your muscles just have more to take from like compared to when you put stuff.
How much should you drink of it? Let's say just if you're not a non-athlete, I just want to wake up tomorrow morning, feel good about myself. How much pickle juice should I nick?
As much as you can handle, I reckon. Honestly. Yeah, because it makes you want to.
Not like a shot. It's more like a half a glass or something like that.
I'll tell you this. So my baba Marta, she lives down the road from my mum and dad, and she does the kupu salata every year. So she's got a few big vats at home, and filled with the water and doing its thing in there. My Wicko, who lives with her, he'll get a big stein at least once a week and put it in there and drink the whole thing. A whole liter. And I look at him and I go, what is wrong with you? I cannot do that to save my life.
I'll smash the kupu.
100%.
There's actually a name for that. I've forgotten what the name is, but you'd be surprised how many people actually do that.
He sculls it, and every single time he looks at me and he goes, do you know how good this stuff is for you? And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So kupu juice, that I've seen it in recent times. There are people that it helps. It can help with
definitely.
certain ailments or whatever it might be. High in vitamin C, apparently, which will give you more vitamin C than any tablets and cutting up oranges and all that sort of stuff. But pickle juice. Now the Polish have been drinking pickle juice for generations, I reckon. All right, so a bit of pickle juice. Bars, would you like, what are those protein bars and things like that? These gels and hydrolytes. That should help. Or?
Look, like it for me, it's very different to like a lot of the things you hear about marathon running, where like it's about fast processing things that can get through your body like in an instant. So like gels, those bars, it's all about how like your body can break it down quickly. But similar to what we were saying before, your stomach and like your guts, they can't handle that all the time. So you've got to train your body to take that kind of food on, but also like when you're doing this kind of stuff for 8 days, people like run across Australia in 40 days, you're going to get so bored of just like eating that stuff all the time. So you got to just keep it fresh, keep it new, do whole foods. And it's just something that I advocate for a lot in just my general life as well, is just eating clean whole foods and Mediterranean style diet and all that kind of stuff. So just why not continue it?
Yeah, so there'll be a lot of spitting out pips out of olives as you're running.
Yeah, definitely.
So a lot of fish, sardines, things like that.
Lots of everything really. Like whatever I'm feeling like in the moment, whether it's like cevape or schnitzel or fish, I'll be eating it all. And
so you're going to be running. You'll be running and just popping in slices of slanina as you go.
Oh, mate. I might have to take a leg with me on one of the legs.
Just holding a leg.
Running with a pletcher. I remember the Olympic sports, mate. You got the paprika because you're running through
absolutely.
All running down your face.
Hey, I'm never happier.
The Soviet tucked into your micro.
With a ham hock that was cooked in the graft the night before.
Oh, mate. You're getting me excited. I
think we'll work on your food itinerary.
We are.
Yeah, I need some ideas.
It's a great place. Just as you're getting into Zadar, Sabunyar, it's just on the right-hand side as you're heading.
Yeah, okay.
You're heading. No, you'll be heading the other way. It'll be on the left-hand side before you get to the industrial zone and the ferry terminal. Sabunyar, there's always something spinning out the front there.
Yeah. Wait, is that the right on the water?
It's just not quite. There's a fair few. There's Yorsos in Sukoshan. Pop in there, say hello to Yorso. Yeah. He'll look after you.
Because I've got a cousin who's in Zadar, and I've done a bit of running around there, and I remember finding a little roadside place like that. It was awesome.
If it's got a cod at the front of the name, cod stipe, cod mate, cod bilochega, then you know it's good.
And if they've got the carcass hanging, they'll hang if they've skinned it, they'll hang the vuna, whatever it's called. And it's fresh because that one that they've just skinned is spinning inside. That's the one. But there's a lot of sodium in that as well. That's very salty. Then the hydration. how salty can you eat without having to keep drinking it all at the same? Because it's fair enough you want to fill up on food and get the energy and that, but then you've got to keep, probably if you share them, you got to drink. Does that weigh you down as well?
Yeah. I mean, like, look, it all plays a part, and you can't go like be too gluttonous, of course, but I think at the same time it's you just got to do as much as you can. So like I'll be like running, I'll have a belt or a vest of sorts that I've got like water bottles in, so like I've just got like hydration with me all the time. But yeah, that is right. You can't be eating stuff that is too salty. But like, if you have a little bit of everything, it's all good. So.
But you said Mum used to be a runner, but does your old man come out on these runs with you at 4:30 in the morning?
No. He I think he retired when I finished the dinner. To be fair. He retired from the sports when I finished.
Yeah, he hasn't gone for a run in a while.
Nah. But he likes getting on the bike. Like spinning the wheels a little bit there. Yeah.
But the stationary one while he's watching TV and eating chips at the same time, or actually out on the road with the...
more out on the road when he's in Phillip Island.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't seen him. He does a lot of walking now. Like, and like he's very like active through his work as well. He's always moving, and like he'll let me know as well when he's had a big work. He's like, "Gosh, I'll work today," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's it." Yeah.
I didn't see him at Dynamo this morning. I'm not sure if any of your sisters were playing there this morning. Might have been away from home, but I saw him from a distance last Sunday. Actually, yeah. He was down there, but always, both your parents are absolutely fantastic people. Always saying, saying hi. But like I said, the Letka number plate stood out for me because my brother-in-law, who lives literally 250 meters down the road, from Tomislavgrad as well. So
right.
And I think his mum was a Rados. There you go. So there's that many Radoses that you throw a stick and you hit a Rados in Melbourne basically these days.
Yeah, that is true. And actually, Dad's actually got a pair of Starlight plates as well. I don't know if he's got them on anything at the moment, but they're definitely hidden somewhere. He's got to come and pull them out.
So you need to take those off before you go and you do your run from Tomislavgrad to Stolats and you stick them on the back of the RV. And there's your...
I reckon that's part of the plan.
Yeah. But what an absolutely fantastic story. What an inspiration for everybody watching. I think not just young people, but pretty much anybody watching out there, the discipline that it takes, the motivation behind it, in honour of your Pokoni Dida, raising money for the charity to try and fight the disease that took him away probably far too early. You would have loved to have had him here now. And like you said, he's with you in spirit, and no doubt he'll be watching you all the way. But is there anything else you want to chat about while we're here? We'll get all the information out in terms of fundraising, and like I said, PodroomTV will put some money towards the fundraising as well, whether it's towards the covering your costs or towards a charity or a bit of both. We'll do our best, and anybody out there that can also help out, we'll get the details out to you. It'll be fantastic because it's a great, if we can get an Aussie Crow to break the record for the quickest 827 kilometres in running continuously over 10 days or under 10 days in Croatia, it'll be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and it's a great advertisement for our community here, for the people over there to see that we're capable of these things.
100%. Yeah, proof that Aussie Croats have got plenty to offer the homeland as well.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, like, that's been a big talking point, recently with the Diaspora and like the government over there. They're asking a lot of people to come back and, like provide in some way. So this is an opportunity for partially, like I'm seeing it as an opportunity for me to, fly the flag for Australia over there and just, show them what we've got basically. Like, we've got a lot of talent over here, and like there's a lot of incredible football players and, people who are doing things in sporting here. So yeah, just another opportunity, really.
That's absolutely fantastic. I agree. Spolge?
It is absolutely inspirational. Congratulations. What you're doing is amazing, and I think you hit the nail on the head before, Smoller, when you said you want to change the world. Start off with making your bed, and you're proving that by getting up at 4:30 in the morning, and look how far it's taking you, and I have no doubt that you're going to break the record, and all power to you. I take my hat off to you. It's an amazing accomplishment, and we'll be there watching you. Hopefully, I'm in Croatia at that same time, so I'm not sure if I'll see you running past there, but I'll definitely be keeping track.
You're not going to join and run maybe 10, 20 Ks with him just to sort of.
No, I was going to just hold the hand hock for him.
Grab it off. I could just like go and buy it, chop at it a little bit.
When's the actual start date? August the
24th.
24th of August. What day does that fall on? Is that like a Monday, Sunday?
That's a Monday.
That's a Monday. All right. We will see when PodroomTV will be going live over that 10 days, if we are going live, because we go every 2 weeks. And if we can, at some point, to then reach it, we'll get you live.
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily when you're running, but maybe when you've stopped, if it sort of coincides. But usually if we're 7:30, that's about, let's say 8 o'clock is about midday over there.
Yeah.
You might be having a going into a break.
Yeah.
We can get
done.
you for 5 minutes. Go, where the hell are you? What are you doing? Show us where you are and shit like that. It'll be absolutely amazing.
For sure, yeah.
Just to be a part of the journey as
that
well.
would be awesome. That'd be great.
And maybe at the same time, the Spolge is with you as well, running alongside somewhere down near Vodice or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, done.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to hold a 6-minute pace there for 1 kilometre.
I'll slow down for you, man. I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen.
Well, you know what? I'll sit in the Carriola. You pick me up in the Carriola. You can crack.
Yeah, for sure.
Or a toboggan or whatever it is. Toboggan's not a bad.
Drag you over my shoulder.
But Monday, 24 August, about 9 weeks away. Plenty of preparation still to go. You've done probably plenty already as it is, but it's going to probably feel like a lifetime. 9 weeks. You want it to speak tomorrow, don't you? You'd love for it to be. Let's go.
Like in my mind, like the mental, like I'm ready to rumble. Like let's have a crack. Like let's go now. But there's definitely a lot of work from the training perspective that needs to be done between now and then. Just getting the legs right and just building up the mileage to suitable distance, really. So yeah, there's a lot of work to be done, but nothing that is possible at the moment, which is really important.
Absolutely fantastic. Monday, 24 August, 10 days. Hopefully we'll break the record, put us on the map as Crows in Australia who have gone over there, broken the record in honour of your Dida. You're tying your roots here with the homeland over there, doing something that's extraordinary, really. It's not just going to run the local marathon. The Boston Marathon or New York, going to run 827 kilometres in under 10 days. I mean, yeah, you can't.
I do want to say something quickly on that as well, though, because this is obviously a really big undertaking and something that a lot of people don't, no one I think classifies this as being normal. But they're getting out there and doing anything, whether it's going out and running a 5 kilometre, 10 kilometre, half marathon, whatever you can do. Those achievements are all incredible. So I'm a big advocate for people just getting out there and moving and doing something. And although this is something that I'm doing, this is the standard I'm setting for myself, but people have always got the opportunity to raise the bar for themselves. So going and doing whatever you can and getting out and moving, it's I can promise you, it's it's something that's changed my life, and it can definitely be a catalyst for changing people's lives.
Start small and build on it.
100%.
There you go.
100%.
Yeah. Well, you're showing us the way, that's for sure. And so anyone watching, myself included, I'm feeling inspired.
You got 9 weeks.
I never ran a marathon in my life, but I could do it post 50. It would be quite an achievement.
Anything's possible, my friend. Anything's possible. But you know what? It also comes down to you guys are saying that what I'm doing is inspirational. The generation that came before us, that my did as part of, your parents part of, they're the reason that a lot of this is happening. If you want to get down to the nuts and the bolts of it, they came here and they worked their fucking asses off to be able to create a life for all of us that is comfortable, where we can sit down, we can have these conversations, we can go to the local club and the community, places that they built, right? And what our community is founded on is all of their hard work. So without any of them, none of this is happening, right? So yeah, deeply appreciative of all those people, and of course my own family, and it's a really special moment, I think.
Bulge, I think on behalf of both myself and you and everyone watching, what an absolute honour to have you in the studio today. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
You came in early because you have to get up early. Don't worry about us.
I appreciate you.
We can pre-record, but everybody, whoever can get on board, we'll get the details out to you. We're just going to confirm a few things with Aidan himself to make sure we know where funds need to go, whether it's our charity or helping out the initiative itself, the project, because like you said, it's not cheap. It's 10 days. There's RVs, there's osteos, there's support teams, there's food, there's all sorts of things, accommodation. And but what you're doing is a testament to yourself, to your family, a fantastic honour. I think you're honouring your Dida's legacy as well.
100%.
And on behalf of our community, I think you're doing a fantastic thing for us as well, putting us on the map over there. Keep up the good work with the media coverage over there as well, so they can get to know. I'm going to share this with as many people as I can over there as well, so they can share it even further. And like I said, if we can get people out there on the road, even just to give you a high five on the way through, and hey, Demali, Givia, Dida Yandri, or whatever it might be, just yell some bit of encouragement. No doubt that'll give you wings as well and push you through.
Definitely.
And our community, no doubt, after watching tonight, will be 100% behind you every step of the way, mate. It's absolutely magnificent what you're doing.
Actually, one other thing that I just did want to touch on as well, if you are over there, whilst I'm there, this goes for you too, mate, is part of the world record is I need to have witness statements signed whilst I'm there. So if you can find me and sign some paperwork for me, it just validates the record because I'm not going to have someone from Guinness there following me for the full 8 days. So keep an eye on the socials. Aiden Parparts on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all of them. You can find me somewhere there. And from there, you'll be able to find all the details about what's happening with the project.
I think that might be my excuse. I think I'll have to go overseas in August just so I can
sign a piece of paper.
To be a witness. I'll be booking a ticket, I think, just to be a witness because you need witnesses, and I'm happy to take that one.
You know what?
For the team.
I genuinely appreciate that. And I think
As I say, I'm willing to sign it as long as it's legal if you're under the influence, because that will be a guarantee.
Oh, well, you know what? That's I think that's going to be okay.
Yeah, okay. Then okay.
But mate, we wish you every success.
Thank you.
Svako dobro. Like I said, mate, you're a testament to your own will in getting there in the first place, and then getting through it will be 9 weeks away. But we reckon you'll get it done, no dramas. I reckon you'll break the record. You'll leave it, and we'll be all over it. And if the doco comes out, that'll be absolutely fantastic. I think it's going to be something that future generations can look back on and say, you know what, we can do this. We can do this. Aiden's done it. Let's follow in his footsteps. Maybe some kid watching will try and break this record.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah,
I genuinely hope so, because like that's how it started for me. It's with like in terms of like this ultra stuff, was like I saw other people doing these crazy things, but they are just regular human beings. If they can do it, why can't I do it?
That's right.
You know
Now someone watching can say, I can do even better, and then that's how the world goes forward. Yeah? Exactly right. But we hope in this instance you break the record and you're the one that carries the torch. And after that, we'll see. But you're doing a fantastic thing. Get behind it if you can. Sponsor Aiden himself or sponsor the charity. We'll get the details out. But thanks very much. And Sretan Port, it's 9 weeks away. But if we can, we'll get in touch with you while you're on the run. Even if we need to pre-record as well, we'll pre-record it.
We'll make it
we will get there. And good luck. Sretan Port to yourself, your family. And we will speak to you when you get back.
Thank you very much,
brother. All the best, mate.
Wow.
Thanks, Bold. I'll see you in the studio later on, mate.
Yeah, I'll see you in a couple of hours.
Satavana iz Podruma, Meraki, ja me opila. Boli glava, ale ja pogledaj karapege zanimljive, veseli se baja, on viče, daj mi viče. He was the king of the divan, je very dobar song. I am the king of the divan. Satavana.